It is the morning. It is a Wednesday morning. I forgot my watch. But what better day to watch some rookie quarterbacks? I'm excited. It is the first of its kind, first ever War Room Wednesday. And I am fired up. What is up, everybody? I am, as usual, Hunnaball. My headset may or may not die. Doesn't really matter. Who cares? I hate this stupid thing anyway. But we're gonna be talking quarterbacks, and I'm excited, man. I got some new opinions on these people. I had no idea that there was so much depth and, you know, just intrigue with this quarterback class. We got you here. What is up, man? You. Let me make sure the chat is working, and Otis as well. Good morning, fellas. I'm excited. Where the hell's the chat? There it is. All right. Let's hope that works. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, we're going to talk about Pavia. All right. We're going to talk about Carson Beck. We're going to talk about Garrett Nussmeier. We can talk about Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza, the top guys, the top dogs, and Pavia. I will say, in doing this like little bit of research, I realized a couple of things that I want to just say off rip. First of all, I gotta watch more college football. I really do. You guys know I've talked about this a million times on this channel. I do not like college football. I don't like watching below pro grade level stuff. But I'll tell you, man, some of the games I watched yesterday and the day before were electric. They were just fun. And I was like, man, honestly, it would be nice to kind of be a step ahead of the game and just know who these guys are and not have to do all this backtracking research. Because I was actually pretty interested. These like I assumed that this quarterback class was awful, and it's not great, right? It's not the best quarterback class of all time, but I think it's funny because everyone kind of has their thing, you know? Everyone's got their own little style of play, their own strengths, their weaknesses, and at least out of the guys that I researched, felt pretty varied. And I will say, we're gonna leave some guys out of this. Aller, Klubnik, Sawyer Robertson, I think his name is. We had Donkey Kong Country, by the way, going this morning. I'm excited. But guys like that, and Trinidad's not even coming out this year. So we got film is fun. Yeah, no, film is fun. It's film room. I'll tell you, there's not gonna be a ton of film watching, but we will be discussing. We'll be discussing because if you can take a guess, every time I play something, it gets got. Every time. If you go back through the VODs of the last couple of streams, the entire Olympics thing had to be cut. The people in the Olympics committee are crazy. I made a short out of my reaction to women's curling, and the Olympics committee said, nope, can't even post it. Can't be done. You can't, like, it's hilarious. Little Giants obviously got me, but whatever, screw them. Not the end of the world. I can always just trim it out. It's not a copyright strike or anything. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. But we'll see what we can do. We'll discuss. We'll probably go through some highlights and just, you know, live and die with it and just cut it later. But I do want to just get through my notes first. So we'll do that. But like I was saying, we got other quarterbacks to discuss in this class. Guys that I'm curious to learn about, see if they're going to be worth a damn. Because who knows? There might be the next Dak Prescott, Tony Romo, Brock Purdy in this class. We could see the greatest quarterback in NFL history in this class. Let that sink in. And I'll tell you what. I wasn't impressed by some of the guys I watched. But if I'm comparing them to my reaction to Shedeur Sanders' film tape last year, I think they've got Shedeur beat. I see why Shedeur fell. It wasn't just character concerns. I hated watching him play college football. I didn't think he had the arm. I didn't think he had the jump off the page accuracy that everyone else was talking about. And I'm not a Shedeur hater. We are Shedeur fans around here. We are Shedeur fanders. But I'd be lying if I said I was impressed. So let's get into it. We got 6-6 Donnie. Ty Simpson's going to be Steelers legend. Giants Nation just dropped a Jackson Dart all third down plays film cut up that I was living in this morning. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Film is fun. That's a good way to start the morning. To be checking stuff out. Especially for the great and glorious New York Giants who don't need a quarterback. How do you like that? How do you like that? All right. Anyway, let's get into it. Carson City, to be honest, Howard Cook to my Dolphins at QB if they don't have Malik Willis to come in. Hey, what is up, Carson City? Listen, it's not great. It's not great, but there are options. I mean, cooked is relative, right? Because I mean, first of all, welcome, Carson C. I think this is the first Dolphins fan we've had in here. Let's go. So that's great. That fires me up. It's a great Wednesday morning. But, you know, I honestly, if you watch my stream from last week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I said I don't think the Dolphins are going to be that bad. Even without Malik Willis, I feel like the division is going to be a little bit softer. The Dolphins competed in some games, and I think they're kind of tearing it down a little bit, so I don't think the Dolphins are going to be shooting for a Super Bowl or anything, but I think they're making the right steps. And when you have a new coach and GM, anything is possible. The Giants were awful for 5 years, and then Brian Daboll and Joe Shane came in and they made the playoffs. So I guess the question I would flip to Dolphins fans is what is the ceiling that you want to see here? Because it very well could be a Steelers-like situation where you just kind of want them to tear it all down and rebuild. I mean, it sucks because Tua's going to eat like $60 million against the cap, but I do think there's a very realistic chance Malik Willis comes to town. And if not, I still think the Dolphins can be fine, but do you want them to be fine? You know? Probably not a Super Bowl, but I also wouldn't say the sky's falling in Miami. Some people, I think they have one of the lower Super Bowl odds in the NFL. I think they're like bottom 3 or 4. So, you know, if you want to just steer into the tank, steer into the rebuild, it's doable. It's possible. Good quarterback class next year. Where do the Dolphins pick this year? Do they even have their pick? Where is Miami? I actually don't even know that. Jeez, I don't even know where Miami picks. We got Giants fan 10 here too. What's up? How much would you want to pay them if Willis comes? Fins up, baby. I don't know how much they can pay Willis, TBH. Fins up. Yeah, no. Tua's owed a lot of money. Let's pull this up really quick. Let's hold on. I want to pull this up because again, I'm excited to get into quarterbacks, but Tua over the cap is like I've Googled this like 7 times this year, and I still keep forgetting. There it is. I'm getting real good at this OBS thing, guys. Watch out. Yeah, so Tua is owed. What is this? 53 million bucks, or no, 56 million bucks. My bad. But after this year, you're out. You can get out from under him, right? And you can save some money, especially make him a post June 1st cut. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so you got options with Miami after this season. But where do they pick? I thought I had the draft order down. I love this Donkey Kong country. Yeah, 11. That's not. I mean, they went 7 and 10 between Tua, Quinn Ewers, and Zach Wilson. Like, this isn't a bad team. Tyreek Hill was out for most of the season, so you know, I wouldn't be like panicking. The sky is falling. I will say, some of these guys we're going to talk about in the quarterback film room very well could go to Miami and be a Band-Aid guy. I mean, would it be the end of the world if you take Carson Beck in round 4 and just let him game manage his way to a decent season? I could see a 9-8 season next year if they draft Will Finn somehow have pick 11, and I pray Caleb Downs is there somehow. That would be a slam dunk. That would be a slam dunk. Miami needs a lot. Miami does need a lot, though, for sure. I think I was reading an article about like their free agency needs. They need a lot. They do. Especially in the secondary, I think. They really have struggled. I mean, I know they got Minka to kind of address safety, but in that they traded Jalen Ramsey. So kind of now they're struggling in the secondary. It's weird because, you know, I don't think Mike McDaniels was a bad coach, but I think he was a bad leader. So it's just tough to foresee. I don't know. Miami's a really interesting team, though. I'm not going to disagree with you, Carson. Giants need to go get Denzel Ward if the Browns are looking to move on. That would be good. That would be fun. Wonder what Denzel Ward would cost. Definitely a 1, but probably not 5th overall. Next year's first round pick, and then some maybe? That would be a lot. But it would be a good move. I'd be fired up. I don't think Downs gets past the Giants at 5. Yeah, we got Giants fans. Yeah, Carson, you picked the wrong chat to say I want Caleb Downs. You got a few Giants fans in here that want him at pick 5. I'm still iffy just on taking a safety at pick 5. I'm still kind of in the group think of positional value. However, I do think it's possible the Giants go Caleb Downs at 5 or trade down and maybe get Caleb Downs 9 or 10, depending on who wants to move up. I will say really quick, because I'm going to forget this. There were a couple defensive guys that I happened to watch during this film study that I was just very impressed by. Couple names. Justin Jefferson out of Alabama, mostly because every time you hear his name, it's like, wait, what? I thought he played for the Vikings. But also, guys, I like Ruben Bain. I like Ruben Bain a lot. Mesidor's good too, but I like Ruben Bain, man. It would make no sense for the Giants to take him, but he is such a athletic freak. His burst is crazy. He's like jumping on the field. So I like Ruben Bain, man. I wouldn't be pissed if the Giants took him. It would make no sense, but I think that would be fun. Just take all the pass rushers from people. Just take them all. Caleb Downsman is so great for wherever he lands. I think you can get Ward for like a future third. Wow. That would be nuts. A future third. Sign me up. Shit. Sign me up. Denzel Ward for a future third. Unless he has an expiring contract, that's a done deal in my book. I think that's a bit of an undervaluation, though. I think it'll at least be a 2. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, Carson. I think Caleb Downs, high floor guy, gadget player. You can play him anywhere. And I like that Miami fit a lot, too. I think that's a good call. GM Hunter, what are your thoughts on general and trading down in the draft? I forgot if you mentioned the famed trade value chart in your tanking bid. Yeah, the famed trade value chart in my famed tanking video. So I think, okay, I'm really glad you brought up that question, Lorenzo, because a lot of people in this chat, I think Jeffrey was saying it a few days ago. Jarv has been saying it a few times. Look, I think trading down is more often than not a good call. I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but sometimes it doesn't pan out like you would expect. For example, the Cardinals trading down with the Texans, so the Texans could go up and get Will Anderson. I feel like the Cardinals probably would have wanted Will Anderson, especially given the fact that the Texans pick wasn't even that valuable the year after. Same goes for the Jaguars this year. They traded up with the Browns. Browns have their number 1 this year, and it's not even that valuable. But I do think in general, especially in the later rounds, round 2, 3, that's not even a later round, but like 2, 3, 4, I think it's a great move. The problem is a lot of fans like us who want the long-term ideal future for our teams kind of get a little too reliant on trading down. It's like, why don't we just trade down? You got to recognize there's got a 2 to tango. So I think trading down's a good move in theory, but I think it's very tough to get done in practice, especially if you're a team like Atlanta, or not Atlanta, who traded down with the Giants. The Texans, who traded down with the Giants and got like an extra third. Like, I wouldn't want to move out of the first round. It's a very team-by-team basis, but I think fans kind of jump to it as this easy fix-all solution because the Eagles did it a bunch, and while it is a good idea, it's a little idealistic. My long-winded way of putting it. But the trade value chart is interesting. I've never been a huge fan of the trade value chart, but I admire what it is. I respect what it is. But there's a reason Jimmy Johnson only worked with one team. Romy, hey, we got another Vikings fan here. Let's go. As a Vikings fan, I'm looking forward to us drafting another wide receiver this year. Is that on the table? Is that on the table? I gotta head to work, but thanks for the chat, boys. Have a good one. See you, Carson. Thanks, brother. And if you're just joining us, drop a like. But yeah, man. There's a corner called Chris Johnson. Every time I see his name on the mock, I think of CJ2K. Yeah, that's... There you go. There you go. Maybe he can be as good. Yeah, there's another guy, running back for, I think, Vanderbilt, who was named something Alexander. Not Curtis Alexander. Damn it. Something Alexander. And I kept thinking his name was Sean Alexander. It is not Sean Alexander. Fuck, what is his name? Like Darian Alexander. Something like that. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just funny when names get brought up. Chris Johnson's good. Wouldn't mind him in the second round. I played with San Jose State University corner here on CFB. There you go. Blue chip talent, any positions were the top 5 pick. But I mean, they haven't been though. A blue chip safety is never like, that's not like a must top 5. I get what you're saying, but I mean, it's not like a must. How much did the Vikings trade for Kyler to extend their window? I hate that trade, to be honest with you. I really hate that move. I think that's lateral, if not a downgrade. JJ McCarthy was good. I shouldn't have said that. JJ McCarthy was okay. He was okay. He was serviceable, and he's young, man. You guys have heard me give this spiel plenty of times. Kyler got benched for Jacoby Brissett. Like, if the Vikings traded for Jacoby Brissett, would anyone care? Probably not. So then why? Like, well, then what are we talking about here? I just don't like that move at all. I think it's gonna be really hard to get Kyler out of Arizona with that contract. Trading anything for Kyler just feels like a waste in my book. I don't think he's gonna be a instant contender. Let's look at Kyler's deal really quick, and then we will get into the film room. To get nothing for Kyler because they aren't gonna get Kyler. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Where is he? Maybe I'm just not a Kyler guy. Maybe like I wasn't even a huge fan out of college. I never saw it. I really don't. I don't care for 5'10" quarterbacks. Shit, if you want a 5'10" quarterback, just take Pavia. Yeah, so he's owed 52 next year, and then you can get out of his deal. But still, I don't know. How much is it guaranteed? Yeah, 52. Yeah, there it is. So you're kind of stuck with him. And I think, you know, I hate saying it, but it's like what we call a Deshaun Watson season where he's just kind of put on the back burner. It's like, we'll pay you, but kind of is what it is. A Kirk Cousins, what is that, like a black shirt? I don't know. But Kurt Brissett's better than JJ right now. I don't think by much. By no means do I like Kyler, but I can see the Vikings get another vet, and KOC has proven he can fix guys. Well, if they're going to do that, though, then why not go to the well of free agency? Why not get like Kirk Cousins, bring him home? That's what John's been saying. That makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't think trading assets for a high contract makes as much sense as signing a veteran on a cheap deal. Hell, it wouldn't be the craziest thing for them to just up and get Raj. I'd love to get Max Lewin, good player, helps fill out the D-line. Is he in the first round? Again, I'm still catching up on this draft class. But I have heard Vikings getting interior defensive linemen would be very helpful. And just kind of building out that defense, just being like a stud unit. I mean, B-Flow, they got the talent, but you can never have too many defensive linemen. That's why I think Giants getting Ruben Bain wouldn't be the craziest thing ever. I like it, man. People clowning the Cardinals for keeping Kyler. Why are more people saying it makes sense for the Vikings to trade for him? Because the Vikings are funny because people are... I'm not going to say the Vikings are like box office top team to discuss, but it does feel like they're always in the news. People just like talking about the Vikings. I don't know why. The Aaron Rodgers thing, he got a lot of traction. This JJ McCarthy story really caught some steam. I don't know what it is, but the Vikings are everyone's got, there are 2 sets on the Vikings, probably 2 or 3. All right. Okay, nice. Man, I loved Kyler out of college. I thought he could outplay his height. There's not much shorter than Baker. I thought he had more talent than Baker out of college. I see that. I mean, he definitely is quicker. And like, you know, Arizona is where you go to die. That's the problem, right? Arizona definitely didn't help him much. He's been through a couple of coaching cycles. And it just didn't pan out. I mean, 2019, look, in a vacuum, genuinely, I'm curious, actually. In a vacuum, right? We're looking at 2019 quarterbacks. You got pick 1 and you got pick 6. I'm asking you guys, would you rather have Kyler Murray or Dan Jones right now today? I think that's an interesting question. Imagine asking that 3 years ago. Oh my God, it would be a slam dunk to Kyler. But since then, he hasn't been able to prove his health. You don't trust his height. And it just hasn't seemed like he's found himself. I mean, let's look at the stats really quick. But yeah, Dan Jones or Kyler. Yeah, like again, like 21 touchdowns, 11 picks, barely played in 23, 14 touchdowns, 7 picks. Like not inspiring stats. Like he was solid in 2021, 2020. You know, he was fine his first few seasons, but then they paid him and then the COD stuff came out and then the injuries started to pile up and it just didn't really pan out. Valuation. Yeah, so the over the cap valuation is $4 million. Am I reading that right? $5 million? Am I reading that right? That can't be right. That's not true. Connor Cook mentioned. There you go. Okay, so what's up? I'll be honest, I'd trade down at 5 to get a few spots down to get an extra second. There are so many players that are going to be good in round 2. Again, I would love it. A little idealistic, but I would love it. If the Giants could trade down from 5 and stay in the top 10, that would be a slam dunk. Because then you could get pretty much anyone. I mean, not pretty much anyone, but you could probably get Fano. You could probably get, you could get any corner, most likely. You could probably get most receivers, if not all. Maybe not Tyson, maybe not Tate, but you could probably get one of the 3, Lemon included there. So yeah, I would love for the Giants to trade down. And hell, if you want to be crazy, get our boy David Wilson. What is his name? Why do I forget it? Something Tyree Wilson, right? Damn it! I think it's Wilson, like from Castaway. I wanted Kyler so bad that season, but I don't know. DJ off another ACL. It's right. It's tough. It's not exactly a Sophie's choice. We could trade down 8 or 9, get a second, still get Fan or South. Styles, another great one. Yeah, agreed. Which team looks primed to trade up in this draft? Let's look at it really quick. I think if the Chiefs really fall in love with any of these weapons, they could, especially because the Chiefs are a team that are expecting to have a lower pick next year, so it makes sense. Bengals, Bengals don't want to pay anyone, so I wouldn't venture them moving up. Miami's probably going to sit and pick. Dallas probably going to sit and pick. That's the thing. It's like, who is going to trade up? Who realistically would move up? That's the thing that's kind of got me stuck. I really think Kansas City is one of the few teams that could actually do it. The rest of the teams would just feel like they're picking high enough to get their guy. And you might see some more trades down in like the teens and 20s. But when like maybe Detroit, goes for something. Hell, the Jets, if the Jets want to get frisky, they could jump the Rams and really get their guy in Ty Simpson. Or Nuss, who knows? But we'll get to all that soon. But yeah, trading up in the draft is tough. And trading down in the draft is tough. Hell, the Eagles could. That would be very Eagles. If someone like Lemon slips and the Eagles see him there at like, I don't know. I'd find it hard to believe Lemon gets past 14. But if the Eagles trade up with like maybe Minnesota at 18 and make it happen, that could work and get themselves a wideout. That would be very Philly. Same with New Orleans. That's true. Saints could move up, but who would the Saints move up for? Would they move up? Because I feel like the Saints are going to get a weapon, right? Like a wide receiver. And I feel like if you're the Saints, are you really going to move up 3 spots? Like they'd have to be in love with whoever they're going to take, right? They'd have to be like set and forget. Like Jordan Tyson is head and shoulders above the rest, or Cardinal Tate is an absolute beast. We love Mekhi Lemon. Something in order for them to move up. And I don't know if there will be a wide receiver to separate themselves that much this class. I just think we should stick and pick with Downs at this point. I think Newbin and Holland could possibly play better with less stress on him. I think, who was it? I think it was Newbin. I think Newbin played a lot better just like in the box after Shane Bowen went this year. We kind of used Newbin in like different ways. And I think he played a little bit better on the tail end of this season. I could be wrong on that, but I remember reading it. So Newbin actually looked a little better, just being able to be a Swiss Army knife type, but I agree. And that is a good point, Jarv, that getting a guy like Caleb Downs would take pressure off the entire defense. And then you could really rely on that front four and really see what you got. I'll tell you, man. If let's just say in a world that the Giants could get a 2nd round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau, I don't think they could. Maybe a 3rd. If the Giants could get a 3rd round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau, and Ruben Bain's there at 5, and he will be. Yeah, I love Ruben Bain. I'm sorry. I just do. Short arms be damned. I don't care. I like Ruben Bain, damn it. I'm not going to hide it. I think it could work with Denard from Baltimore. He could be our Kyle Hamilton. I agree. No, I agree. I think it could work. He could. I think that's the idea. He could be our Kyle Hamilton. I think that's the idea, and I think it would work out well. If the Dolphins fell in love with Downs, I definitely think they would trade up. I mean, that's doable. Shoot, and we had Carson City in here a little bit ago, obviously, and hell, I mean, if he's speaking for Miami fans, that's very possible. And shit, bro, if the Giants could get Miami's next year 1st round pick, that would be a slam dunk. I would love that. That'd be great. But anyways, I'm having a lot of fun with this draft talk, but we got to get into it. We're 22 minutes into this though. Drop a like if you haven't already. God, talking draft is so fun. I'm so glad to be like catching up finally. So let me just really quick. And bang. What do we got here? Kyle Hamilton's such a low bar for Downs. I'm sorry, but that motherfucker's overhyped. There we go. See, we got Caleb Downs fans in here. I love it. You guys are big. You guys have really sold me on Caleb Downs. Like I think he better be like a Hall of Famer. The way you guys talk about this guy. I will watch some Caleb Downs tape though. You can believe that. I will watch it and get back to you. Let me just set my timer here. That way that camera thing doesn't happen again. But yeah. And that's funny as hell, Jarv. How do you not be romantic about football with that lineup? That's a good team. What I was going to say, if you can get a 3 for Caleb Downs, you take Ruben Bain, that would be sick too. Do you actually go over the QB class or did we get sidetracked? No, we're about to go over the QB class. Thank God. No, that's going to be like the meat of this discussion because I got a lot of opinions. I got so many notes, and that's just Pavia. All right, so let's get into it. 2 film room, QB war room. Oh shoot, hold on. I will just put a color mat. Actually, no, never mind. It's not gonna be a white background. There it is. All right, so there he is, Pavia. Okay, let me move myself here. Pavia. Okay. We'll go through some highlights later, some tape, and if there's some games or some throws you guys want me to see of any of these players, let me know. So Diego Pavia, we'll just read the measurements first. 5'9", 200-ish. I say 200-ish because the websites I was using to judge players' heights didn't have his weight. And I know that his weight and height have kind of been fudged a little bit this year, so I'm putting 200-ish. I wouldn't be shocked. 200 pounds seems about right. He's a stocky fella. 5'9", almost 5'10", though. Average depth to target 9.8, which is fine. Adjusted completion percentage 79.2. Again, not too bad. Touchdown to interception 29-8. And my headline with Diego Pavia is let's hope for fast Taysom Hill. Because man, Oh boy, he is a interesting player to watch. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun because the games I watched for Pavia were Bama and LSU, and I got two completely different stories, right? Because Bama, he was turning the ball over, the pressure was getting to him, he couldn't really get the runs going. But when he went against Brian Kelly's LSU team and won the game, it was like, holy shit, this guy is fun. This guy is good. And I know a lot of people are going to say this because his personality is just very much aligning with this. Something about him, man. I feel like I'm watching Johnny football. Obviously, Johnny Manziel was a much better thrower of the football, but I just feel like he moves like Johnny Manziel, dude. He is fast. He is like really fast. Not in like a fun Lamar Jackson way, but in like a damn, this guy's got some real wheels. And it would just be fun to see how he translates into the NFL. Now, I do think when you factor in size, it's tough to foresee a durable career, right? And there's a very true shot. You guys have said he might go undrafted. I don't know if undrafted's the right spot. Like, look, Shedeur is a better prospect. That's the one player I'll give Shedeur. He's better than Pavia. But man, this guy's just fun. Like, look, when I was watching the Alabama game, I thought, God, this guy plays like a high schooler. But then I was watching the LSU game, and it's like, no, he's pretty fun. So, yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking how small he looks on the field. He's like shorter than the running back. It's crazy. And he flip-flops so frequently. You see great passes on the run, and then you see just like complete ducks into coverage, just bad picks. So you get a little bit of everything with this guy, and it's crazy watching him. His technique sucks, but watching him is just a wild time. I feel like again, I'm not a college watcher, but this is what I expect a college quarterback to look like. You know what I mean? Runs, fun, hugging the Army veterans when he scores a touchdown, being like the college guy who's like really embracing the city and the school. This is a weird guy to watch, though. This is a weird prospect, no doubt. And I know, listen, I know you guys don't like him because, off the field, he's not exactly Mr. Nice Guy. But at the end of the day, I think, look, I'm just hesitant. I'm hesitant to say anything about this guy. There's a non-zero chance that he actually becomes a good starter. He'd have to overcome so much. His height, his weird decision-making, his technique, his ego. But then again, it's the draft. You swing for tools, and the tool you have here is this just great speed, leadership, development. He's gotten better every season. You can't say that about every guy on this list. He's gotten better every season. So I like talking about Pavia. I remember he stood out to me last year, not even this previous season, the year before that. Because I was just watching college football on a random Sunday. I was like, this Vanderbilt quarterback is fun. And then I didn't know anything about like his personality or anything like that. And obviously the Heisman thing wasn't great. But you can grow past that, right? You can grow past that. So that's my take on Pavia. Inaccurate, bad decision maker, undersized, lackluster arm. He'll be a great CFL quarterback. Yeah, I mean, look, when you put it like that, he's not Mr. Accurate. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Like, when you look at the actual throwing traits, it's not great. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, let's hope for, like, Taysom Hill here. Let's hope for a fast Taysom Hill. He's a fun guy to watch, though. Quarterback with terrible technique. That's Vikings quarterback right there. No, Shedeur could be a Pro Bowler. Pavia can be too. That's a good point. That's a great point. I mean, I'm here ripping on Shedeur. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. You guys are right. So I'll let you guys, catch up and give me your takes on Pavia, and then we'll move on to Carson Beck. I came up with nicknames for all these guys. Pavia was tough. I went Go Diego Go. At first, like the show. At first, it was gonna be No Diego No after I watched the Bama game, but then I watched LSU and I was like, I kind of love this quarterback. I kind of think he's a lot of fun. He's Tebow without the size. Yeah, that's. But Tebow's technique was just so awful. Watching Tim Tebow throw a football, it didn't help that he was a lefty. Watching Tim Tebow throw a football was just so strange. But I like that comp, honestly. I don't know its faith. He might be atheist. I don't know. He's definitely not as Christian as Tebow. Tebow is like the Christian, all right? So I don't know. Is that a better comp? Atheist Tim Tebow that's small? God didn't love him enough, so he made him 5'9". That's a joke, but yeah, man. Tebow had a bit of a kid, and he fired it. He did fire it. Actually, hold on, just for fun's sake, I wanna pull something up here. because we're taking our time with these. I love talking draft, and there's no better position to talk about than quarterbacks. I just want to pull up a scouting report and just see what we agree and disagree with as a chat. Oh, great. No, I want like an NFL.com. Perfect. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Beautiful. So this is the scouting report strengths. If the stream's not getting in well enough to, for this to be readable, my bad. But we'll live with it. Put on the tape against Alabama, 16-20, 2 touchdowns through the air, another 56 yards on the ground. That's not a fluke. This kid shows up when the lights come on. Did he lose that game? I mean, yeah, well, we're leaving out the 2 picks. But whatever, I guess. Runs a 4.6 and shows on every design carry. He hits the hole with real burst, runs angry through contact, not dancing around looking for the sideline. The ball jumps out of his hand. There you go. 3/4 release with genuine velocity and a tight spiral. He can really spin it on deep shots, and when he plants and lets it rip, I'll tell you, he grades out pretty well. I will say, PFF, he grades out pretty well as a passer. Light feet in the pocket, no heel click, clean base, senses pressure before it arrives, watches how he slides off the rush, keeps his eyes up. That part's natural. Went from 59% completion percentage to 70 in one season. That kind of jump tells you this kid's coachable and puts in the work. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's working on himself. He did beat Bam in his career, though. Maybe this was a different one. Maybe you're right. You're right, actually. That was last season. That was like a hell of a game. Fun fact, my cousin was the left tackle for the Florida team's legit block for That's so cool. That's so cool. 862 yards, 10 scores, not some read option gimmick. He takes hits, breaks tackle. Yeah, he does not slide. I got that pretty quickly. He does not slide. It also helped that the commentator said that every single time. 52 games, SEC road environments, Heisman stage bowl games. Nothing rattles this guy. He's been through the ringer and keeps coming back tougher. Again, you can't count on a guy that, can bounce back. Deep ball accuracy is a real surprise. When he trusts his mechanics and drives through his release, he can drop it in the bucket from 40+ yards. The weaknesses are a lot shorter, which is funny considering he might, be like a 6th or 7th round pick. He's short, which is what he's short as fuck. 198 pounds soaking wet, so that's probably what I should have gone off of. He's probably like 195, 190. He takes a beating as a runner and does not protect himself. You watch him lower his shoulder into linebackers and wonder how long that'll hold up on Sundays. One read and go. The puck can be perfectly clean, so he's already looking to bail. NFL defensive coordinators will sit in coverage, let him scramble in trouble, and make him pay for it. That's, hey, that's a good point. Vanderbilt's offense was built on quick throws, screens, predetermined reads. He's not been asked to work through full field progressions consistently. And when defenders rotated coverage post snaps, he got folded or he got fooled. Stares down his first read, something fierce. Safety to the next level will jump routes in their sleep. That kind of eye discipline it's a one habit that could sink him fast. So there you go. It seems like this scouting report is kind of disagreeing with a lot of what we're saying. It's saying, physically, he's not awful. It's just the offense he was playing in and his size are the major concerns. Jason Watkins, hell yeah. Let's go. That's sick. So that's Pavia. Interesting guy. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it in a second. I just want to pull up the actual slideshow. So I think we've covered the potential 6th or 7th round pick enough. All right. Whoops. Here we go. Oh, shit. There you go. Moving on. Giants fan 10 and Jarver having a moment right now. It's fun. Moving on. Carson Beck. Boy, this picture sucks. Whatever. Carson Beck. As I have nicknamed him Cuban Link Carson. And I like that nickname. I do. Here's what I'll say about Carson Beck. 6'4". I mean, these are objective facts. 6'4", 220 pounds, 23 years old. I forgot to mention how old Pavia is. I'm assuming he's like 23, 24, though. My bad. I didn't really check. And Carson Beck, I thought I would leave this scouting exercise with a lot more on Carson Beck. And I just, didn't. I feel like I read this guy pretty well. I read the tea leaves pretty early on. I feel like Carson Beck is exactly what I thought he was. He is a game manager in every sense of the word. He's not going to put the ball into harm's way, but he's not going to put the ball into a, sick, tight window or make a excellent deep pass. He's not impressive. He's just not impressive. And the thing is, a game manager in college probably isn't much in the pros. If you again, there is something to that. There's something to letting your defense work. Another thing, like again, I've been talking about Ruben Bain. I was so impressed with Miami's defense. He didn't have to do a lot. He kind of, and look, people called Sam Darnold a game manager. I was one of them. He didn't have to all he had to do was not turn the ball over, and he won a Super Bowl. So and Carson Beck got to the national championship game. Maybe the modern NFL is trending towards game managers and just building out the rest of the roster. But the ceiling is just so low with Carson Beck. And I found out he had a UCL surgery kind of injury. He had a UCL surgery. I should have stuck with that. He had a UCL surgery that apparently like really shot his arm strength. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like Carson Beck, I don't want to rip on him too much because like, again, he's 23. He could be fine. But I feel like he's just an NIL warrior. He's been enjoying college, and rightfully so. I think if it were up to Carson Beck, he'd play in college football for the next 5 years. And there's nothing wrong with that as a person, but as an NFL prospect, it's really tough to be excited about this guy. I mean, I've heard his ranking all over the board. Some people think he's like a late third, late fourth, or fourth round pick. Some people think he's like a fifth or sixth. I'm leaning more towards the fifth or sixth, just because, again, the ceiling is so low, and I just feel like you can find game managers throughout the draft. And the question is, can any of his skills translate to a pro level? It's not like he has a cannon. And what I will say, I've been ripping on him a lot. He's pretty good in short and intermediate reads. Granted, a lot of the reads are predetermined. A lot of it, they're not asking too much out of him. But when it comes down to it, if you need 5 or 6 yards on third down, Carson Beck will do it. And then they'll hand it off on first and second. At least that's the read I got. And like, it was decent to watch, but I wasn't inspired by anything. Is there anything else I said? 7.68 odds, 76% adjusted completion percentage, 30 touchdowns to 12 picks. But yeah, I mean, look, he's super slow. He's not really great when the pocket breaks down. He's actually awful when the pocket breaks down. And what I will say, he's very just nonchalant. He just plays very nonchalant. And I guess in a way, you could frame that one of two ways. You could frame that as, oh, he's pretty. I mean, he doesn't get rattled. He stays calm and cool under pressure. And that is true. But sometimes it's a little too calm, right? Sometimes he's just a little too lax. And when the pocket breaks down, it's a disaster because, again, he can't move. So, I don't know. You watch him on the sideline, you watch him, doing whatever. It's just not, you're like, the best thing I can say is not inspiring. I think I've made that point pretty clear, right? He's like chilling on the sideline. He's chilling in the huddle. Doesn't seem like much of a leader. And that's why I call him Cuban Link Carson. He got his money from NIL. He got his chain. And I think that's probably, what we'll be talking about for, when we talk about Carson Beck in 10 years. Like, man, he played college football and he really took advantage of a system that was helping players like him out a lot. And good for him. Get the bag. Not faulting him. I don't think he's going to translate to a pro level, though. I think Beck's genuinely accurate up and down decision maker, mainly depending on how in rhythm he is. He makes some good throws down the field at times. Arm strength is fine, not great. Again, post-surgery, though, not as great. Sneaky athletic definitely could be a solid backup. And I guess that's the angle. And I'll read the next message soon. But I think that's definitely the angle with Carson Beck. It's like, look, you got a game manager who's not going to put the ball in harm's way. If you need a backup, Carson Beck's not bad, right? I mean, look, Max Brosmer got reps this year. Who else? Like, Riley Leonard actually was like, okay. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like any team really, because a backup quarterback is becoming increasingly more valuable in the modern NFL. Just because you have no idea what's going to happen with your quarterback. And not having one really puts you in a bind. Then you got to bring Phillip Rivers onto your team. So if you're a team like the Colts, a team like, anybody, honestly, the Chiefs, like you name it, the Broncos, I think if you put Carson Beck in that AFC Championship game, it's a perfect fit. Because the lights aren't too bright for him. And again, he's not going to do the Jarrett Stidham turn the ball over. So again, it's idealistic to say that. But the fact that his ceiling is a backup, is a good backup, it's not something to be super fun to talk about in February. I said, look, here's what else I said. I said, incredibly low ceiling. He's going to need to become tall Drew Brees. And that's another thing. For Carson Beck to be anything above backup level, he needs to really lock in up here. He needs to be like a pre-snap warrior. Because I don't think there were any physical tools that jumped off the page with him. Like, none at all. So, I mean, sneaky athletics relative. I didn't see it, though. Everyone looks sneaky athletic in college. I don't think he's got the chops for it. Carson Beck sounds like Alex Morin. Lol. Who the hell's Alex Morin? Wait, chill on Alex Morin. Wait, who the hell's Alex Morin? Alex Morin has a rifle arm, was accurate, could make some reads. He was just a lazy as fuck. Hey, man. I mean, it sounds like Alex Morin might be a better prospect. It's early games this year. He was much more aggressive and flashed down the field throws after Louisville game where he threw 4 picks. ROC overly protected him to his in our detriment. Ah, I see. Maybe I should go through the Louisville game. I was actually going to watch that, but I didn't have enough time. With Carson Beck, I watched Ohio State. I only watched one because we also watched the Natty, and I felt like I got it. I also wanted to watch the A&M game, which wasn't his best, but I wanted to see Carson Beck struggle just to kind of see where the up and down was. Oh, Blue Mountain State. Oh, there you go. Okay. I never watched that show. I've been told it's funny, though. Brosmer may suck at football, but he can legit be a doctor if he's cut this year. He's graduated. Bioman said he wasn't picked up. He would just continue with his education. He might suck, but he has career prospects. I've never heard that within an NFL context. That's so funny. But yeah, so I think Carson Beck does feel like a Blue Mountain State character when you put it like that. But you know, again, Giants fan Ted's obviously a little biased as the Miami fan of the chat, but I don't know, man. I feel Carson Beck makes me feel weird, you know. We don't have to read his scouting report because I don't think there's much else to it. The rest of these guys I got like pretty like thorough notes. It was just Pavia. I was just like, this guy's fun as hell, and I don't even want to judge him. Honey, you got to watch Blue Mountain State. I'll add it to the list of million things you guys told me to watch. Right now I have Always Sunny, Blue Mountain State, and like a million other stuff. The Penguin. I really, totally unrelated. I want to watch Andor. I really do. I've really kind of grown out of Star Wars. Although a Star Wars football stream would be fun. But I do want to watch Andor. I've heard Andor is amazing. But, that could just be the Star Wars fans that I know. But yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe. I haven't seen Friday Night Lights either. I really just don't care for, you guys heard my little Giants rant. I don't love sports movies. You know what I mean? Or sports shows. I kind of like, I don't know. I think sports are just good as is. Right? I love documentaries. I like retelling real life sports. But some people are like, I only watch a movie if it's based on a true story. That's how I feel about sports, right? It's funny because my mom's like that, and I came from her, so that makes sense. But yeah, I prefer the real deal sports. There's so many story and history in sports. I don't like fictional. I didn't even watch him because you guys said it sucked. I'll check it out though. I will check it out. I plan to watch it. That would be fun if we did like a movie night. Like we do like a movie club. Just kind of like, that was the whole idea here. I was listening to Bill Simmons and he was talking about the Rewatchables, a Ringer podcast, and about how he like alludes to it and says, watch Heat if you want to like feel included in like the conversation about Heat. I feel like that would be a fun thing to do on Thursdays or Sundays. Like watch a movie, all of us get together and then like discuss it afterwards. I think that would be fun. But Blue Mountain State would be a that's not my kind of show. That's really not my kind of show. But I'll check out a couple episodes. BMS is the rare exception of a good sports show, but that's because it really doesn't focus on football. Okay, now you're starting to sell me a little bit. Now I'm starting to get a little into this. Hold on. Maybe there's a little something to this. Let me just switch. Let me just get a screen grab of Blue Mountain State. I thought it was just a bunch of like college kids like sucking and fucking. Blue Mountain State. Let's see. Yeesh. Okay, it's only 3 seasons. Reddit says it's worth watching. Thad's hilarious. Jack Reacher. I mean, it sounds like Reddit agrees with you guys. I mean, you got an 8.3 IMDb, 38 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really care, but like, I mean, it seems like a quick watch. What is it on? Is it on Paramount? Don't tell me it's on Paramount. Oh Lord. Oh God. I might actually still have Paramount now that I think about it. I got it for South Park and then I stopped watching. I like sports movies, but I'm picky because when I start seeing bullshit, it takes me out of the movie. Yeah, Draft Day is a great, a guilty culprit of that. The frat boy comedy, you're in there for the laughs, not for the story or the depth in football. All right, it better. Oh, it's on Tubi actually. Never mind. Okay, it's on Tubi. Shit, I'll watch it on Tubi. I'm in. All right, I'll watch it on Tubi, and it's on Pluto. Support Tubi, damn it. I liked Pluto. I'm sure Tubi is good. I think these free streaming services are starting to catch up. I liked Pluto. The app didn't work, but when it did, I had fun and watched Barnyard. There weren't even that many ads. So yeah, I'll watch Tubi. I'll at least watch a couple episodes. Let me write that down. Watch Blue Mountain State. Jeez. Watch BMS. Jeez. That would be fun. That'd be fun. All right, Blue Mountain State is on the list. Anyways, moving on. Carson Beck is apparently the quarterback from Blue Mountain State. That's a good comp. I'm just gonna go with it. Here we go. All right. Little Giants for last room is A1. Thank you, John. Thank you. I hate that stupid movie. Thank you. All right, let's talk about Nuss. The Loch Ness Monster. I don't know if that's ever been. I don't know if he's been called that before. I didn't hear it anywhere. I came up with it, at least in my world. So I'm gonna hold on to it. Okay, let's go through the measurements. I got a lot to say about Nuss. I really do. 6'1", 205, 24 years old. Senior Bowl stud. 8 out of 7.0, which isn't as great. Adjusted completion percentage 77.4, which is solid. And 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So he was hurt this year. He was playing hurt. I know that. I kind of hated watching Garrett Nussmeier. I'm not gonna lie. Now for context, I watched the Vanderbilt game and the Alabama game. I had full intention to watch A&M and Clemson, but I didn't have time. So I watched Vanderbilt and Alabama. I double dipped, that way I could watch Pavia and Ty Simpson at the same time. Okay. So again, maybe I'm pulling some stuff out of context here. But let's face it. He's tiny and slow. That's not a prototypical NFL quarterback you want. He's small and slow. And he's also a little heavy. Okay. But what I will say about Nussmeier, hate it or love it, he's really great against pressure. He's good when the pocket breaks down, and that is tough. When you're a college quarterback, that's tough, right? And another thing I got to mention is, like I said, I think earlier, he's working with Brian Kelly, so he deserves a pass for that. And in I think it was the Alabama game, yeah, or Vanderbilt, one of them, he got benched in one of them. Because again, he was playing hurt, and you know, he's willing to put the ball in harm's way. And what I will say, where Carson Beck has a pretty low ceiling, I feel like Nuss has somewhat of a ceiling, right? Obviously, he did well at the Senior Bowl, so that's going to give him a little boost. He does have somewhat of a ceiling, because he does have traits, right? He is kind of a bit of a gunslinger. Definitely not prototype size traits, but he does have like an arm that can kind of fit the ball in a tight windows. I wouldn't say it's a cannon, but he definitely makes some tough passes. And I think honestly, he makes the tough stuff look easy. He makes the easy stuff look tough. And you know, when the pocket breaks down, it's just that's his specialty. So yeah, that's the thing. He's just really good against pressure. The problem is, really good against pressure when you can't move probably won't translate to the NFL level. Right? And he cried after losing to Vanderbilt, which when Caleb cried, I didn't care. When it was Nuss, I wasn't as much of a fan. But he can throw off the run. His decision-making on big downs is really questionable, 3rd and 4th. His pocket presence, not amazing. That's why he's good on rolling out. That's the weird thing, because his pocket presence isn't great, but he throws well under pressure. It's just every time he completes a pass, it's like, how the hell did that happen? But yeah, he's a gunslinger, and I mean, to do a player comp, and I don't love player comps, but I've been doing them in this exercise because it's fun. But I know it's probably harmful to put a player in a specific box. I think he's going to need to get on steroids and just hope he becomes Baker Mayfield. That'll be my prediction for Garrett Nussmeier. I don't foresee much happening here. I really don't. I think this is a prototypical 3rd, 4th round quarterback that flames out, like your Dylan Gabriels, who, like, you know, maybe they'll get a shot to start a few games, but I don't think you're ever going to be like too excited about it. And I guess I don't want to sound like a broken record here. There are a lot of guys that I'm not going to get too excited about in this class. I mean, moving forward, our last 2 guys we're going to talk about, I will have a lot more glowing things to say. But as far as Nuss, I was a little underwhelmed, and I feel like he specifically is why I want to watch Aller, Klubnik, and Sawyer Robertson. I think Sawyer, because I just kind of want to juxtapose them and kind of see what this mid to late round quarterback looks like in this class. I'm new to, I mean, look, I'm not an NFL scout, right? I don't watch a ton of college football. I've been studying the draft for a while, so I like to think I know what I'm talking about. But I can admit that at least frame of reference points isn't great. When Dan Jones was coming out, I thought he was going to be awful, which I wasn't completely wrong, at least on the Giants. But I thought Drew Lock would be a lot better, which again, I wasn't completely wrong, but I wasn't completely spot on. I also liked Will Greer a lot in that class. I was really locked in on the 2019 class for some reason. I thought Haskins was going to be good too. Poor guy. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm not a Nuss guy. Even when he was hurt, he wasn't. Even when he wasn't hurt, he was bad. Like, Florida has a really good defense. That motherfucker couldn't move the ball on them at all. Yeah, no, that's true. He struggled a lot against Florida. I really wanted to watch that game. What I try to do is I try to watch some of these players' best games and worst games, just to kind of gauge them, kind of how they respond to adversity, what their ceiling looks like, and what their floor looks like. On a Blue Mountain State team builder and download it with no context. That's a dangerous game. Nuss has a rifle. He can fire it into a window if allowed the time. He was a first-round prospect before the injury. Look, I only watched him while he was playing hurt, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see it that much. I don't really see it that well. Allard's gotten worse every single year at college, so I'm blaming on James Franklin. I'm low-key a supporter of Allard in the fourth as a project quarterback for teams. I like it. Hey, that's a good fit. I like adding context to these players' careers. And I can't believe I haven't said this already. Fit is so important when it comes to quarterbacks. One of these guys is going to go to the Rams and will end up being better than what we think. I'm telling you, one of these guys is going to go to the Rams, and it's going to be great. We'll just have to see who. And the next guy I'll talk about is probably who I like the most as far as fitting with the Rams. I like Allard, so I watched his playoff game last year. Yeah, I wanted Allard to go to the Giants. I think a lot of us did. So I'm glad he kind of fell off not too late, or he stayed in college the way the Giants didn't get stuck with him. Jackson Dart till the day I die, which it would have been funny to talk about Jackson Dart last offseason, because then I would have really had to stick to my guns. Allard kind of reminds me of Darnold. Woo. Darnold was a stud in college, though. That's interesting. But yeah, do we have anything else on Nuss? Again, we'll probably talk about Allard on a different day. We might talk about the other quarterbacks next week, honestly, because I got a lot to say about these mid to late round quarterbacks, and it was fun watching them. And believe me, I want to get to running backs, receivers, offensive linemen, defensive players, but quarterbacks are the easiest and most fun to talk about in my book. But yeah, is anybody like overtly disagreeing with me that Nuss is just not going to be that great? Is anybody in here like a big Garrett Nussmeier fan? I wish John S was here. John S, I think he is like a big Nuss guy. So next time he joins the stream, I'll tell him, hey, your boy sucks, by the way. Your boy Garrett Nussmeier is not good. It is worth noting, though, like I said, he had a really good Senior Bowl. It's worth noting. That does count for something. He's older than I am, so suck it, Nuss. But yeah, so I'll let you guys catch up while I prepare my next little slide here, and I'm excited to talk about this one. I'm really excited for this next one. Oh, and I said Loch Ness Monster, but yeah, I'm gonna sip of water here. I'm having fun. This is a good stream. Got some new people joining. I got Donkey Kong Country playing. I'm fired up. College football is fun. Didn't think I'd be saying that this year, but hey, 2026, new year, new me. All right. Now I'm with you. Nuss is a medium ceiling, low floor player. Just needs to pray he goes to a very good situation. Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. See, I don't watch too much college, but I think we all kind of are on the same page here. It doesn't take a lot. You don't have to watch every single game to kind of get the read of these guys. I feel like it's very easy to see stuff like technique, decision making, arm strength over the span of a game or two. So I like it. Hell yeah. All right. Cool. I got a response. Nice. All right. Then we are going to move on to our next and second to last quarterback to discuss, Ty Simpson. Now, I called Ty Simpson before I even started watching games. I put Homer Simpson because Simpson, and I thought he would be kind of not exciting, uninspiring. Guys, I was wrong about Ty Simpson. I'll own it. I was wrong about Ty Simpson, and I'll tell you. I really like Ty Simpson. I like, you guys know, I was just anti-profile. I do not like Alabama quarterbacks. Hell, the more I think about it, I don't really love SEC quarterbacks when you really draw it out. Of course, now that I've said that, Jackson Dart, SEC quarterback, Joe Burrow. But I don't know. It's just something about it. I've just never trusted the SEC, which is weird because it's great defenses. But something about SEC quarterbacks just don't seem to pan out in the pros. Ty can play. I think so. Ty Simpson's a dog deep down. He just needs good coaching. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you guys. The first time. I see what you're talking about with Ty Simpson. I fucking loved watching him. He only had one season starting. That's true. He sat in Alabama. I got that. Yeah, he sat at Alabama and didn't do the NIL stuff. He didn't do the transfer portal. He waited his turn, and I thought he did a pretty good job. So let's go through the stats and just kind of what I thought about him, and then we'll kind of do a back and forth here. Okay, so ADOT, really solid, 8.6. Adjusted completion percentage, 75.3. Not the best on this list, but, you know, 28-5 touchdown to interception window, tight window intermediate passer, which is great. Yeah, he's just a beast between the numbers, man. Arm talent seems to be good enough. His technique is weird. His technique is pretty strange. He's got a high follow through. Sometimes he's late on the release. His technique needs a little bit of work. It's coachable, but he'll throw a wild one here and there, especially in the pros. What I will say, he sucks under pressure. Let's call it like it is. He's not good under pressure. If you could give Garrett Nussmeier's under pressure ability to Ty Simpson, you'd have a top 5 quarterback, like top 5 pick. You'd have a top 5 pick. He sucks under pressure, but he does have NFL tools and the upside to be a starter one day. He just needs to be coached well, and that's why I was saying the Rams and Ty Simpson is a match made in heaven. And I really do think I went into this kind of thinking, where am I going to put Ty Simpson? Who is going to actually take this guy? And now after watching the tape and kind of, you know, reading his profile and seeing, you know, what his story is, I think it would be a damn tragedy if the Rams didn't take him at 13. I really don't think the Rams should let him get past that. And you know what would suck? If he went to the Jets. If Ty Simpson went to the Jets, that fit would suck. He'd have to start relatively quickly. I think if he could go to the Rams, sit behind, and like, again, it's an easy cop-out. All of these quarterbacks would be better if they went to the Rams. But Ty Simpson in particular just feels like a raw but good talent that just needs a little bit more experience, a little bit more good coaching, some technique work, play behind a veteran quarterback. Dare I say maybe a Hall of Fame quarterback? Don't want to get into that conversation again. But yeah, and just some quick notes I had. I watched Indiana, Vanderbilt, and LSU because, again, I figured I could double dip. It was easy to watch all these teams play each other. So, you know, Fernando, Pavia, and Nuss. Other notes I had watching him play. Quicker than I thought. He's pretty quick. Like, again, he's not fast, but this is who I would say is sneaky athletic. And I'm sure you guys will be like, no, he's just athletic. Sneaky athletic translating to the pros. I think he'll be able to get a first down or two in the pros, and I think that's worth mentioning. Especially because, again, he sucks under pressure, but he has the athletic ability to roll out. So that helps. Like I said, late on the release a little bit. His release in general just really fucks with me. But I'll tell you, out of all these guys, including from Mendoza, he throws a pretty pass. He throws a really pretty pass. Like, you know, I know that's a very like Moneyball, old school scout kind of thing. It's like he throws a good looking ball, but that's kind of where I'm at. He throws a pretty pass. He played hurt for the back end of the season, so that kind of impacted his stats and ability a little bit. But when he's protected, he's really solid. Dude throws it with fire in short intermediate passes, pretty good ball placement, and feels really calm in the pocket. Like I said, he's not great under pressure, and I think sometimes he's a little too calm in the pocket, especially when it comes to ball security. I saw a couple of fumbles that just were very avoidable if he just protected the football a little bit better. But he's calm in the pocket. He trusts his offensive line, and that's another reason why I think going to the Rams is really important. You cannot put Ty Simpson behind a bad offensive line. So, you know, Rams would be a slam dunk. I'm excited to go back and forth here, but let me catch up on the chat here. You know, in one season starting, Dart started 3 full seasons. Yeah, well, Dart's, you know, you can get whatever flavor of quarterback you like. That's why we're talking about this, right? Ty Simpson sounds like a Vikings quarterback. Maybe. He does sound like a Vikings quarterback. So funny, John. Yeah, everybody in this class sounds like a Vikings quarterback. Talented arm, athletic. I don't love him as a decision maker, very up and down, but overall, I think he's a guy who can be that fringe top 10 NFL quarterback area if a coach can really work out his issues. I agree. I agree. If he's coached well, I think Ty Simpson has a relatively high ceiling. Maybe not Mendoza, but you know, pretty high. Like definitely second best out of this class, no doubt. And sounds a lot like Daniel Jones in description, TBH. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Except Daniel Jones played at Duke and Ty Simpson played at Bama. And I think Ty Simpson had better stats and, you know, obviously more playoff success. But again, Daniel Jones, like, is what it is. It's not a bad comp. Oh, I forgot to mention. Ty Simpson, 6'2", 208, 23 years old. It's about perfect. It's about perfect. Look, you'd like maybe a little bit taller, but again, 6'2" is tall enough. 208 is big enough. 23 is young enough. I think it's a good prospect. I do, man. I like Ty Simpson. I didn't think I would. But I like the fit a lot with the Rams, and I think, you know, I think the Jets will probably take him at 18 if he goes there, but I really think that would be sad. I really do think the Rams, I'm not saying trade up, but you got a free first round pick, basically. 13, taking a swing, even if Ty Simpson sucks, I think it's a perfect situation. You already had a first round pick. The Rams are a good team. They're in perfect position to take a quarterback and let him rest and develop. Who knows? Maybe Stafford will get hurt. I'm not saying he will, but like if Stafford gets hurt, then Ty Simpson's a very, very strong backup, I'd say. And like, again, that's, you know, that would be just next season exclusively. I don't see Stafford playing another 2-3 years. But I do think that would be a pretty good outcome. Not Stafford getting hurt, but having Ty Simpson as your backup, having him as the guy who you go to, and who knows, maybe end of season, maybe a playoff game. So I liked watching Ty Simpson, man. I'll tell you, even Mendoza, Ty Simpson was my favorite to watch out of this bunch. I love a quarterback that can hit the short and intermediate passes. I know it's easy to fall in love with the deep ball, strong arms, because that's ceiling, but that's how you get Trey Lances, right? For every Josh Allen, there's like 3 Trey Lances. And I know that's a weird comparison, especially when talking about Ty Simpson, but he was just fun to watch. I enjoyed watching him play football. And again, he was one of the reasons I was like, God, I got to watch more college. Because here I was hating on him because I've been very, very on brand saying I do not like Bama quarterbacks. I think Bama quarterbacks are super boring. They never pan out in the NFL. I think Bryce Young is just... I like Bryce. I think Canales is holding him back, but still, I wouldn't say he's great. If you could give the Panthers a time machine, I don't think they'd take him number 1 overall. But yeah, man, I was pleasantly surprised with Ty Simpson. I really liked him, man. But not to be too redundant, I think I've made my points. Rams would be a slam dunk. I agree with you guys. He needs to be coached right, which you could say for all these guys, but Ty Simpson in particular. All right, last one. Fernando Mendoza, the Dozer. 6'5", 225, 22 years old. Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. ADOT, 9.8. Adjusted comp, 79%. 41-6 touchdown to interceptions. Like, you just read that, and it's like, holy hell. This guy's good. This guy's really good. One of the things that has always messed with me with college is sometimes, and not always, but the NFL prospects tend to be, how do I put this? All about traits, prototype, size, all that. Like, it's very trait focused. You rarely ever see a guy who's, I'm not rarely, the Heisman winners go to the NFL all the time. But sometimes when you see a Heisman winner or a Heisman, like, contestant, their skills don't translate to the NFL. For example, Gardner Minshew tore it up in college. He had, like, I think he was, for a second there, he was like the NCAA's all-time leading passer, or something like that. And it's like, wow, this guy's got stats. He tore it up in college. Holy hell. And then he went like the 5th or 6th round. Sometimes college success doesn't translate. There's a lot more context to it. But with Mendoza, the stats are there, the traits are there, and he's just good. He's just good. Cuban Matt Ryan, you motherfucker. I was going to say that. I was going to say Matt Ryan. That was the comp I was giving him. I know it wasn't my idea, but I thought it was super smart when I heard someone call him Matt Ryan. That is it. He plays and looks like Matt Ryan, all right? Good arm, insanely accurate, solid athlete, great processor, can handle pressure, has the intangible dog in him. That is true. That is true. Bryce Young had a better playoffs in 1 game than CJ had in 2. That's true, but again, that's not a very high bar. That's not a very high bar chart. But yes, Cuban Matt Ryan. I agree with you. I'll run through my notes. It's early. All right. Tough as nails. Plays on time and is usually 1 step ahead. Has been called quicker Jared Goff or even Matt Ryan. Excellent ball placement. 37% of his throws were great placement. Some like PFF metric. I forget what it is. Not the most wow arm, but good enough. Dude can laser all the throws and make all the throws. Really solid under pressure, at least more so than most young quarterbacks. I don't know if his athleticism will translate. Gets better as the game develops. Quick release that looks a little funny, but, you know, not bad. Not afraid to take the easy play. Seems very, very coachable. Some real deal arm talent, which offsets shoddy technique at times. Like I said, not the most wow arm, but good enough. Very good. And I will say, really quick, watched college games here, watched, some highlights and stuff. Indiana's team in general impressed me. their run game, their defense. Like, Indiana was very good this year. I don't know if you guys know or not, but the national champion, the undefeated national champion, was pretty good. And I will say, and this is my biggest thing with Mendoza, and I'm very excited to talk about this. His outside the numbers anticipation and placement are great. Like, really, really good. Really good. And the offense did seem a little one read, a little simple, but hey, that's college, right? It's college. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, was taken. Yeah, exactly. But Baker won the Heisman, and he was taken first. So, you take the good with the bad there. But still, that felt like that was a weird pick at the time, though. I mean, Baker worked out, kind of, maybe, depending how you frame it. But yeah, so those are my big things with Mendoza. It's like, what I will say is I don't think the athleticism will be there in the NFL. I don't think he's a statue, but I'd be really surprised to see him like moving and scrambling on Sundays. I don't think he's got those kind of wheels. And I think he's going to go to the Raiders. He's a slam dunk pick. He doesn't have to do anything for the rest of he doesn't have to do anything until April for him to go to the Raiders, right? He will be the Raiders quarterback. And in that, it's tough not to project the situation he's going into. Not much receiver help. Coaching. I know everyone loves Clint Kubiak, but it is a toss-up. Like it or not, he is a coordinator. So first-time coach, who the hell knows? Could be good, could be bad. All right, I hope he's good. Just saying. The offensive line will probably struggle with or without Colton Miller. Offensive line probably won't be great. That doesn't mean he's going to fail. It just means that we can specifically project Fernando Mendoza's situation. And it's easy to talk about Ty Simpson redshirting a year and being like, that's a perfect fit with a playoff contender, Super Bowl contending team. With Mendoza, it's tougher. But like I said, I like the Matt Ryan comps a lot. I see a lot of Matt Ryan, the Iceman, when I was watching him play. I loved just his ability to throw outside the numbers. I think that's a big thing to look for with quarterbacks. Really, really good ball placement. I love a good out route in Madden, and I would trust Mendoza to run that with the Raiders. And like I said, just very coachable. It's very easy to fall in love with Mendoza because he's, high character guy, very likable. And I think that will translate to the NFL level. I think he'd be a hell of a leader, and the Raiders need a leader. And the Raiders need to tear it all down. So, and we'll see with or without Max Crosby. But no, I think like genuinely he's coachable. He's just solid. It's very tough to find weaknesses in his game, right? I wouldn't say he's terrible under pressure. I wouldn't say he makes ridiculous reads. I mean, the stats are there. The traits are there. And again, any quarterback could be bad. I don't want this. I watched Bama in Oregon, by the way. Oregon, the first game, because I wanted to watch one of his less great games where he threw that pick six. But yeah, listen, I don't want to seem like I was like Fernando Mendoza, guaranteed success, because as we know with the NFL draft, there is no such thing as a sure thing. No such thing. And my question to you guys would be, where would you put Mendoza in the last couple of classes? So last year, I would imagine, like, where do you put Mendoza relative to Cam Ward? I'd probably put him ahead of Cam Ward, but that's just me. But relative to the class before that, with Caleb, Jaden, Drake May, and all those 9, Penix, Bo Nix, all those guys, where are you slotting Mendoza in that kind of equation? That's my question, because I think it's interesting because he's clearly the best quarterback in this class, and he's a slam dunk #1 overall pick. Relative to other classes, though, it's just interesting. I don't know. This isn't me knocking Mendoza. I'm just curious. Yeah, Indiana has like 5 or 6 guys in this draft I would put on my guys list for the draft. Mendoza, Omar Cooper, Surratt, Pons, Fisher, and Kamara. Hey, exactly. And those aren't even the guys that stood out to me, so I'm sure there's plenty of guys. I thought their running back and then the receiver, I'm blanking on the fella's name. I'm blanking on both their names, actually. But I thought the running back and the receiver were very impressive. Top receiver. But again, I was focusing on offense, so that makes sense. I'm with you, though. Indy had a good team. They had a really good team. But yeah, I liked Mendoza. And I don't know if Otis is here or not. I'm maybe still here. But yeah, listen, well, going into this is what I thought for this quarterback class. This QB class is a mega snooze. A lot of late round talents. It'd be shocking if a couple of these guys popped. Now I don't know. Now I'm kind of on the fence a little bit. Like, these guys are actually kind of good. Kind of fun. I don't know. I'm a fan. Judging by how we're only an hour into this, I wish I watched more guys. I wish I watched Aller, Klubnik, and Sawyer. But, and Trinidad. I really would have liked to talk about Trinidad, but he's going back to school. So that's a bummer. I may put Ward over him off arm talent, though. That's a fair point. That's a really fair point. Cam Ward, like it or not, has a strong arm. He has a cannon, bro. Obviously, he's better than Shador. I feel like that goes without saying. And I would say Fernando Mendoza, it hurts, but he's a better prospect than Jackson Dart. It's true. But yeah, he's ahead of Ward, ahead of May and Daniels, Young and Stroud for sure. Wow, okay, so he's ahead of all those guys. I don't know about May. Or Daniels. We got Blake here. What's up, man? I don't know about May and Daniels. Again, I didn't watch them as closely in college, but I thought they were really solid prospects. I think those are a little iffy. But I'm with you with Ward, Young, and Stroud, and no one's mentioning McCarthy or Nix. I'm assuming Giants fans would put him over those guys as well. He's the third best quarterback prospect from 2021. T-Law to now. Wow, jeez, ahead of 9. Well, yeah, Vikings fans, would you rather have Fernando Mendoza or JJ McCarthy? Maybe Penix. Yeah, I think he's better than Penix. I think that's a fair comp. Penix is just so tough watching. But I don't know, man. I think he's gonna be fun to follow. I'm excited for Fernando Mendoza to enter the NFL. Guys like this is why we have the draft, right? So that's my take on him. I think Fernando Mendoza is gonna be pretty good. There you are. News come in yet? Yes, it did. So yeah, once again, we'll continue this Mendoza discussion, but I think you guys know what he looks like. Let's switch to primary 2. You guys know what he looks like. All right, cool. But yeah, so let's. I'm just gonna go through the news really quick. The daily news brought to you by the newsletter that I'm not sponsored by, but work with, Legit Football. Mike Evans will explore options in free agency. There you go. I'm just reading these off the dome, so if some of them suck, that's not on me. So Mike Evans will, he'll do his research in free agency. Cardinals could release James Conner. It looks all but certain they will. Jets expected to tag Breece Hall, which is just a tragedy. That's a tragedy, man. Romeo Doubs not expected to re-sign with the Packers, and Isaiah Likely not expected to return to the Ravens. So there you go. All that makes sense. Ravens promote Zach Kerr to DC, and Robert Woods has retired. There you go. T-Law and Caleb over him. I think he's in the same class as May and Ward, but slightly better because of his floor. I think Mendoza's fairly plug and play. I think so. He's fairly plug and play. God, it would be nice if he didn't have to go to the Raiders. Could you imagine Fernando Mendoza on... God, I don't want to say the Bears because Caleb Williams was a great prospect, but he does have a high floor. Free Breece Hall. The franchise tag sucks, guys. I know you know this. I hate the franchise tag. Little preview. That's what my next video is going to be on. Hopefully it's going to come out Saturday. Yeah, my Tuesday got a little sideswiped. But I'm definitely working on that video. The franchise tag is just so awful. It's terrible. You hear Mike Florio talk about it. He thinks it's the worst thing ever, and I'm completely with him. I love Mike Florio. He's an angry old bastard, but he calls it like it is. He's a football realist in every sense of the term, and I appreciate it. So that's my take on the franchise tag and Breece Hall. But I'm with you guys. So again, what I learned, just really quick, what I learned from this exercise, right? Pavia might not be great, but he is fun, and I am excited to watch him at the next level. Nuss, I don't really care for. Carson Beck's a glorified game manager. Ty Simpson is good. I like Ty Simpson. I think he's going to be a good pro if he goes to the right situation. And Fernando Mendoza is as good as advertised. I went into the Mendoza scouting thinking maybe not. Like maybe he's not. Maybe he's not all that everyone had talked up to. Maybe people just fell in love with his personality. No, man, he's good. He's good. Angry Old Bastard's a purist of the things he talks about is my favorite genre of talking head. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, exactly. Shit, you're watching one right now. I mean, I'm grizzled as hell. All I do is rip on the NFL. Like that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Not out here talking about how. I don't want to give Stephen A more spotlight, but it's not like I'm punching down here. Stephen A's got money and power. Stephen A, he's very much going on his political punditcy, talking about like what he would do if he were president. It's like no one cares, buddy. But he did say Ben Simmons should be arrested if he goes next to a football stadium or a basketball stadium, which in a way is kind of funny. But the Stephen A bit's kind of old. Him saying like hyperbolic things about players, him saying all this extremist like headline bullshit. It's just getting old. So I agree with you. A lot of talking heads suck. I like Nick Wright, obviously, but top of the morning. What's up, Meep? Hey, Ness is QB3 for me in this draft. I guess he is for me too, but that's just because I didn't really watch Aller and Klubnik or a Sawyer. So I'll get back to you on that one, Jarv. But I agree. Angry old bastard. So drop a like on this stream, by the way, for angry old bastards everywhere. So we are hour 15 into this. Again, I wish I watched more. Because I want to talk about more. He said he's trying to run for president in 2028. I mean, the good news is he's not going to get very far. And it will be funny to follow. That would be, like, I was explaining that to someone. They're like, who is Stephen A. Smith? Which was such a refreshing sentence to hear, by the way. And they were like, who is Stephen A. Smith? And I said, imagine if DJ Khaled ran for president. They're not the same, but I argue they're equally as ridiculous. Equally as ridiculous. He'd be in the Oval Office talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Not a politics channel, though. Yeah, I'd go Mendoza, Simpson, Nuss, Aller, tied for third. For me, no one else matters in a meaningful way. Wow. Even your boy, Carson Beck? Jeez. So we'll see. I'm curious to see what Aller's story is. No one's talking about Klubnik. No love for Cade Klubnik? What the hell? And I just like the name Sawyer Robertson. He passes the name test. He does. I just have this random feeling Sawyer Robertson's going to be good. So clip that if he's an all-pro one day. But yeah. What else is there to discuss? Let me see if there's any more NFL news on a day like today. Let's see. Blue Mountain State will be watched. BS War Room. Oh, here we go. Dale Jeremiah made a mock yesterday. I guess we may as well go through this. I saw someone made a whole ass YouTube video reacting to it. That is not the kind of YouTuber I want to be, but still. God, his name's not David Wilson. His name's David Bailey. Holy hell. Bro. Okay, I'll pull this up. Here we go. To the film room. Klubnik sucks. Robertson and Becker backups. Wow. I mean, Obama did give us his March Madness bracket every year, but that's fun. Obama was cool. Stephen A sucks. I trust Obama's sports takes more than Stephen A at this point. At least I know Obama watches the sports. Klubnik sucks. It's funny. I'm curious, man. His card in CFB sucked. I'll tell you that. But yeah. All right. So this is DJ's mock. Just, we'll go through it quickly. Does anyone here still make a March Madness bracket, or is that a lost art? I make it. Shoot, I don't even watch call. I don't even follow it, but I make it. I'll make one this year as well. You believe that take that to the bank. And yeah, man, I'll make it on stream, and it's gonna go 100%. I'm confident. I'm excited. Real quick, going through this. Mendoza to the Raiders, hot take. Dave Bailey, who, again, that's weird. I thought Arvell Reese was pretty chalk at this point, but hell, if they fall in love with David Bailey, there you go. Francis Mauigoa, I told you guys this is pretty locked in. This is also pretty chalk at this point. Otis thinks it's not. I'm not right on that one. Well, I'm up before 8. Damn. What's up, fellas? Some nice rain and thunder last night. Hell yes, Stoner. How is that? Right? Raining in California. Oh, you non-Californians are like, what the hell? Yeah. And by the way, really quick, Jarv and anyone else who was here for the umbrella rant, I've been seeing a lot of people with umbrellas, and boy, it pisses me off. And boy, it ruins my day. I'm like, really? An umbrella? At a time? Like, I know it's raining, but really? Pisses me off. It's my least favorite thing. McNeese all the way. March Madness not even in the tourney yet, but we ball. All right. Should I like it? That comment alone will make me pick them. Meep. Hell yeah. The 1 year I got the champion right was 2008 Yukon Kemba Walker for the win. Hell yeah. Let's go. It's also raining in Minnesota. All right. That's not surprising. But at least it's not snowing. Hey, we're entering spring. The groundhog may have not seen his shadow, or maybe he did. I always get that stuff mixed up. But the groundhog didn't pan out right. But it seems like the weather's still solid. Umbrellas necessary. I hate them. If you're in like Seattle or a place that rains a lot, that's one thing, especially if you're like wearing suits around and stuff. But if you're in California going to the grocery store, man, just get a hoodie or just, tough it out. Tough it out. I'm not getting into the umbrella thing again, though. Oh, that rain's turning into snow later than ice. There you go. Minnesota. Further this mock, and I'm down to continue the weather talk. Furthering this combo. Titans take Ruben Bain. I think that's a slam dunk. Bain's temperament and playing style will perfectly complement Jeffrey Simmons. They'll be a lean, mean defensive front. I'll tell you that. Giants go Carnell Tate. I don't love that. I really don't. I don't think it's going to happen, but it seems like all the draft pundits are giving us receivers. I don't love it. Browns go Fano, I guess. Makes sense. Go back down to 20 tomorrow. Oh, jeez. That must be tough. I mean, I lived in a cold weather city for a little bit, but that must be tough going back and forth, having to check the weather. It sucks. Arvell Reese going to the Commanders, that's a slam dunk. That would be nice. That'd be really good for the man. Caught my water bottle. That'd be really good for Manders FC. Saints go Makai Lemon at 8. I haven't seen that often. That's interesting. I feel like Makai Lemon and Olave kind of overlap a little bit, so that would be an interesting fit. Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs. Everyone likes saying it. Caleb Downs to the Bengals. That's why I think it would be so tough for the Dolphins to land Caleb Downs. He very well could get past 5. It would be tough seeing him getting past 10. Maybe that's a team that could trade up. Listen, Miami could go from 11 to 8. Saints could probably still get their pick of receivers. Easily, actually. Saints could get their pick of receivers and get an extra net at like an extra third. I'd love that for both teams. Miami gets Caleb Downs. Look at that. They're trading up for a box safety. There you go. I'd rather Downs than any wide receiver at 5. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I'm anti-wide receiver at 5 now. Hell no. Freeze fall to 5, take him. Give me Downs or a tackle. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, I'm with you, both of you, right? It's let's go Downs or build out that offensive line. But if Reese is there, that would be pretty good. I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, that would be great. I think that would be a slam dunk. I think the Giants taking best player available is never a bad call. Never a bad call. So for the Saints have Plumbers and Olave, I'd rather have J Love IMO. Really? Wow. Wow. I feel like getting a receiver is just more valuable than a running back. The Chiefs in particular need a run game, and they could use just like a stud. But I think I'd rather have Lemon or even Tyson, personally. Only reason I'm not saying Reese is I don't think he falls to 5. I know. I've assumed Reese is going at 2 a lot of the season. But again, if he's there at 5, the Giants are going to have a hell of a decision. And that's what I mean. Tanks for losers, guys. There's a really good shot the Giants get their pick of a lot of great players. They're picking 5th overall. I mean, I will say, if I had to make a Giants board, I would probably go first on the board would be Francis. Francis M. So maybe the Cardinals are stupid and take Fano. Who knows? Or maybe like Francis can do us a favor and do like the Laramie Tunsil gas mask the day before the draft. That'd be fun. Of course, I don't think that would even matter now. But I'd go Francis, Reese. I'm two-way tie between Bain and Downs at 3, and then I would go the receivers. And probably in this order, Tyson, Lemon, and Tate. That would kind of be how I would do it. But then again, Tyson doesn't really fit the Giants as well. So maybe Tyson. Again, receivers, I don't even know yet. We'll do a receiver day. Don't worry. I'm excited for that one as well. But the running back day is probably actually scouting running backs is fun. What am I saying? The state's infrastructure was honestly not made for the rain. Not gonna lie. So many people's cars drowning on the 710, but I fuck with the 5. Yeah, no, for sure. It's not. I'm completely with you, Stoner Cat. People can't drive in the rain. People aren't prepared for the rain. But if you don't have an umbrella, I respect it. Fano's higher upside, Maui's higher floor. I'm okay with either. Okay, shit. We'll scout him. I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm kind of talking out of my ass here. But yeah, there are the good receivers. I would expect the Saints to have a offensive heavy draft, pick up a great running back, get tons of wide receiver and tight end help in other rounds. Hey, man, what about Sadiq? What about Sadiq at pick 8? Have we considered that? Gas mask was the biggest overreaction to the draft. I completely agree. It's like, oh my God, the guy's smoking weed in college? I can't draft him. It's so funny. Ended up working out though, for the Dolphins at least. Very much so, because then they traded him to the Texans and got a king's ransom. Of course, Dolphins didn't do a lot with it, but still. Speaking of the Dolphins, Mansour Delane at 11. I've heard that a little bit. I've also heard him linked to the Cowboys a little bit. Rams, that's a tragedy. They go Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I don't care for that pick at all. Like I said, Ty Simpson at 13. Make it happen. Make it happen, Rams. Ravens go Jordan Tyson. I think that's good. Compliment to Zay Flowers. I think that works. Sonny Styles at 15 to Tampa. That would be good. Jets go off interior offensive lineman in Ola. Lions go TJ Parker. Again, Ty Simpson falling down the board. I don't like this. Vikings go safety. Dylan Tianeman, get another white safety. There you go. That's not too shabby. Keldrick Falk to the Panthers. That would be fun. God knows they need pass rush. Cowboys go Mesidor. That's a great pick. I like Mesidor a lot too. Mesidor is good. I'd be pissed. Steelers go Denzel Boston. Sadiq goes to the Chargers. I don't know about that one. Blake Miller, Eagles get another tackle. I think that's a good call. I think that makes sense. Why even bother having a bad offensive line if you're Philly? Did the Browns double up on tackles here? I think they did. Yeah. Browns took 2 tackles in this mock. That's funny. That would be interesting. That would be very aggressive, but hey, I like it. You'll hit on one of them, hopefully. Peter Woods goes to the Bears. But is Simpson going to fall out of the draft here? I think Simpson will probably be the Rams' last pick, which would be great, but I think it's pretty idealistic. Bills go Malachi Fields, sure. Lee, why am I yawning so much? Lee Hunter to San Fran, that's my name. Texans take apparently both of Utah's tackles are great. Caleb Lomu. Colton Hood to the Rams. Wow, so Ty Simpson falls out of the first round. Fuck you, DJ. I disagree. Rams go corner. Broncos go CJ Allen. Pats go rusher. And Seahawks get Casey Concepcion. Hot take, Giants take Love at 5. We go 3 running back heavy system with Harbaugh and Roman. I'd cry. That would suck. They're both Polynesian, but I don't want to be that guy, but Polynesian offensive linemen are usually sick. That's true. Panay Sewell, among others. You're right. You are right. I'm jumping off the ship. If we draft Love, we can't do this shit again. We won't. All right. I know Giants fan 10 thinks John Harbaugh is an idiot. We won't do that. Jarvis just panic. What's the word? Panic mogging right now. That's not it. But yeah. No, man. That's not. Don't worry. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I think, this is going to be a fun draft. I'm excited. I love talking draft. That's why we're doing War Room Wednesday. So, I mean, judging by everyone's kind of indifference toward Klubnik, Sawyer, and Aller, I might just check them out on my own time and not do a whole stream on it. So, in theory, next week should be running backs. So, I guess we'll pull up NFL draft prospects running backs. And I just want to kind of get a little, list here. Jeez, I cannot type this morning. Here we go. All right, let's go PFFs, right? Okay. So I mean, I don't think it would be crazy to go top 5, top 6 here. But is there anyone? Okay, let's settle on top 4 here. Maybe top 5. Let's see. Jeremiah Love, obviously we'll watch. Jonah Coleman, why not? Jadarian Prince. Wow, 2 Notre Dame running backs. Okay, that's not going to be fun. But sure, Jadarian Prince, Katron Allen, sure. These are very, yeah. And then Desmond Claiborne and CJ. Wow, this running back class is not great. Is there anyone worth checking out here besides this top 5? We'll do this 5 and a wild card. So let me write this down. Love, who went to Notre Dame. I mean, I guess I could just look this up later, but Coleman, who went to Washington. Price, who also went to Notre Dame. Interesting. Allen. Oh, poor guy, but to play with James Franklin. And Claiborne went to Wake Forest. Love and Allen are really good. Okay, I like it. I like the Allen pull there. Nice. Number 1 rushing offense with a Swiss cheese defense getting bombed like tires down the field. You say it sucks over the number 1 rushing offense in the league. I think our rushing offense could be number 1 in the league as is. Hot take. Did I just delete my... Okay, no. Singleton out of Penn State's really good. Wow, so 2 Penn State guys. Is he even in the class? Oh my god, yeah, he is. Nicholas Singleton. Okay. I like Allen a lot too. Okay. All right. I like it. Shoot, I'll check it out. I'm not mad at it. Double dip in Penn State and Notre Dame running backs. Singleton. I like it. Why is Prince of 3? They have no analysis. PFF's weird. I don't know if you guys heard or not. PFF's weird. Okay. I like it. Texas backs are of decent quality usually. That's a good point. Welcome, James. Good morning. Where are the Texas guys here, though? Quatravion. I think I got that. And is that it? Oh, and CJ Baxter. Shoot. Wouldn't mind Jadaean Price or Emmett Johnson. Shit. Wow, geez, you guys really got these guys down. Man. All right, I'm gonna write all these down, and I'm just gonna see. This shit's out of date, by the way. Oh, baby. But again, we're just kind of looking at the list. When did this come out? This was December 1st. Yes, this is Trev Sikkema. There you go. But again, I'm just looking at just like a list of prospects. Because Mark Fletcher's not in the draft. Oh, shit. Jeez. Well, I mean, I'll tell you my take on Mark Fletcher quick. He's good. He's fun to watch. Jaden Ott had a fun card in CFB. I know that. But Jadarian Prince or Emmett Johnson. Jeez, these are deep pulls, huh? We're talking about Jadarian Prince. How's Emmett Johnson? Is he not on here? Jeez. Let's look at running backs. We have a 33-year-old as a running back one. Yeah, I think the Vikings taking a running back makes a lot of sense. If the Vikings could get like a running back in the 3rd or 4th, get some value, like a Cam Scatterbo type, that'd be cool. But I don't feel like there's any like Scatterboos in this class. I could be wrong though. I keep an eye on Moss. He was out for most of the season. Is he Texas? Again, I keep like scrolling back and forth. Le'Veon Moss. Hey, love a running back with a first name Le'Veon. But his return from knee injury will be a key factor for Moss's NFL caliber skill set, even if even if his role ends up being that of a rotational back. Interesting. Mark Fletcher needs to be a giant 2027. Bring back Earth, Wind, and Fire running back room for us. That would be cool. Can never have too many running backs, especially in a Harbaugh, Greg Roman offense. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, it's Price. Yeah, I will definitely check out Price. Okay. So no one has a take on Desmond Claiborne. So I don't know, maybe we'll cover CJ Baxter instead. I feel like it's pretty iffy, honestly. We could go either or. We think it's, I mean, James said Texas running back. So yeah, fuck it. Unless anyone wants me to talk about Demon Claiborne. I know I've been saying Desmond. If anyone wants me to talk about Demon Claiborne, they were going to go CJ Baxter instead. So that'll be the next film room. So again, next week will be running backs, and boy, I'm excited. And running backs is kind of, I don't want to say a throwaway, but none of us have watched Lake Forest football. Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, so next week we're going to be talking about running backs. I know running backs are kind of a throwaway. At least this class seems like one. Receivers will be the week after, but if you want to follow along and give your 2 cents next Wednesday, we're going to have Jeremiah Love, Jonah Coleman, Jadarian Price, Katron Allen, CJ Baxter, and Nicholas Singleton. There you go. Wanted to spit Minnow guy last year, but they picked a linebacker that isn't on the team anymore. That's the thing. You can find late round running backs. Yeah, who were the running backs taken last year? I got 2020. I feel like it was a really good class now in hindsight. Yeah, no, yeah, it was. Yeah, Janty, Travion, Scat, Quinshawn. I guess DJ Giddens didn't do a whole lot with Indy. RJ Harvey was good. God, this list is weird, MJD. Hampton was solid. Yeah, this is a really good running back class. Damn. Tootin, Woody Marks. LaQuint Allen got some reps. Not too many, though. Caleb Johnson was a complete snooze. I guess MJD was early on that one. Devin Neal got a moment. Rashard Smith got some reps. Minogai was great. Jaden Blue, he got some work. Taj Brooks, I love Taj Brooks. He probably won't be great, but I love Taj Brooks. Dylan Sampson got some work. This was a really good class, now that I think about it. Jeez. Ollie Gordon even got a little bit of work. Damn. A lot of guys the Vikings could have landed last year. Oh, boy. There it is. There's our guy. Cam Scatterbo is a football player through and through. Strong. But he can't pass pro. Who cares? He can get better at it. Stud. I will say, if anybody out of College City, his health's going to be a concern. I mean, he has already gotten hurt. So that's, it's objectively true. But yeah, this has been fun. I love talking draft. So like I said, follow those guys next week. I might actually also just watch Aller, Klubnik, and Sawyer for a game just to close the door on the QB talk. We'll revisit it as combines and pro days happen, which, if I'm not mistaken, the combine's in a week or two, right? It's actually not that far away. When is the combine? Apparently it's supposed to be pronounced the combine. Yeah, next week. Jeez. Who's ready, man? I am, dude. This is going to be fun. So these guys will have just ran... Yeah, next week. These guys will have probably just ran their 40s. What is the combine schedule? Let me see. When do running back... I might actually not want to do... Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Let's see. There's got to be something here. Got to be something. When do the running backs run? When do the running backs run during the combine? That's my question. Okay, here we go. This is exactly what we're looking for. Straight to the info. Damn it. Okay, so running backs are going to... Wait, yeah, the running backs are going to be the week after. Shoot. Maybe next week we'll just do a combine thing, but I don't... Is anyone even working out by then? Will anyone even be working? This is where this schedule is kind of sideswiping us. It's got to be on a Wednesday, or else we'll lose the cachet of War Room Wednesday. Damn. I mean, we'll have a Sunday stream too. I think Sunday we'll talk about the combine specifically. Sunday's just like a news catch-up kind of day that I'm looking forward to because I want to keep our Sunday stream streak going. So, yeah, I think Sunday is a good day to talk about the combine. Just kind of recap who we liked, who we didn't like. That'll be fun, and obviously we'll be reacting to it in real time as well. I wanted to spit my, yeah, and so we picked a punt gunner in the third, Ty Felton and Kobe King. Vikings. I mean, look. Didn't the Vikings cut their GM too? I don't know why I'm blanking on the fella's name, but didn't they cut him though? So maybe better drafts are ahead. God damn, what was his name? How did I forget? John said it like a million times this year. What was the Vikings GM's name? Quessy. Yeah, they did fire him. It was Quessy. There it is. Why can't we do that with Love at 5? Wait, what? What did I miss here? None of us have watched Wake Forest football. Wait. What did I miss here? Why can't we do that with Love at 5? Jarv's crazy. Taking a running back at 5. Also not a huge love guy in general. I'll be honest. He's overly flashy at times. Ooh, I like it. We're gonna bring those takes next week. But yeah. So next week the combine will start. We'll get some player evals. At least by Monday we'll get some measurements at least. You know, some pre-exams. But yeah, next Wednesday there won't be a ton to talk about. So we'll talk about the running backs and we'll keep the combine going on in the background. Gotta keep that hurdle in the back pocket before someone scars him for life. Hurdling is a crazy move. It is. It's a wild one. I'm with you there. I'm excited to watch. I haven't seen too much Jeremiah Love, and I hear good things. Look, if he's gonna go in the top 10 as a running back, he better be damn good. So we'll see. Obviously the Giants shouldn't take him. That goes without saying. But anyways, let me do the connections, and then we'll call it for this stream. I did this yesterday. I struggled. From Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence to Giants. Some of you won't care. Let's give this a quick perusal. Okay, Giants blueprint for this season. Number 1, cut Bobby Okereke. I think that makes sense, but you got to re-sign Micah McFadden. Extend Dexter Lawrence. That would be interesting. Be bold. I love Dex. He didn't have a good season, so if you want to do it, maybe now's the time. If they trade him, they'd be shipping away a player who was considered the best defensive tackle in the league as recently as last summer. They'd have to get a haul. No, judging how people judge Dexter Lawrence, I give a 2. I'd rather just keep him. Look, if you're going to extend him, now's the time. I agree with that at least. I guess that's a good point. I wish I knew more about draft prospects, but I can't be bothered to track the tape and stats of 50+ players who are younger than me, dog. No, I get you, Stoner Cat. I do. That's why we're breaking this down week by week. I'm right there with you. I haven't watched a lick of college football this year. So if you want to, feel like you're part of the convo, just watch some highlights of, the guys I listed. Again, Jeremiah Love, Coleman, Price, Allen, Baxter, and Singleton. I know that's throwing a lot at you there, but still. Just to engage in the convo. You don't have to, but that's what I'm doing, and I think it's pretty fun. Taking it week by week, position group by position group. He be our home run hitter while Scat and Tracy are our double hitters. Did you hear Shane's basically demoted as GM, basically just playing Scat and roll? I did hear that. Everything we thought has been confirmed. Extend Dexter Lawrence. Don't trade Kayvon Thibodeau. We'll see. We'll see. I don't hate it, but we'll see. Again, I really want to see this unit with this new coaching staff. So I don't know. I don't hate this so far. Resign Illuminor and Flot. God, this guy thinks we're on. Dan Duggan thinks we're made of money. Jeez. This would be a lot of ideal looks. I mean, again, cutting Bob Okereke, extending Dexter Lawrence. I guess he's under contract either way. And Kayvon Thibodeau's not going to be a huge contract, so maybe. So I'm assuming Dan's projecting a pretty uneventful free agency, which I think is healthy. I hate when the Giants overcorrect and overpay guys like Paulson Adebo. Resign Illuminor and Flot, that would be good. Let Wan'Dale Robinson walk. It would hurt, but we'd probably have to do it. Sign John Franklin Myers. Where does he play? For the Broncos? No way. That'd be cool. Maybe stuff up the run a little bit, get to the quarterback. I think that'd be fun. Sign Isaac Sumalo, especially if we lose Runyon. Is it Runyon or... I know we're going to be down a guard. It's either Runyon or Van Roten, one of them. So yeah, definitely fill out guard. Draft Caleb Downs at 5. There you go, Jarv. Shoot, this is not a bad offseason. This is not a bad offseason, I'm not going to lie. Draft Caleb Downs at 5. I like it. Trade back to acquire more picks. Once again, that's idealistic, but we could do it. Decline Deontay Banks' 5th-year option. That's a gimme. And I think that's it. I like it. I like it. I'm excited about the Titans next year. I feel like a lot of us are. I feel like I have to like talk down all the pseudo Titans fans in here. I know James, a Cowboys fan, Jarvin, Giants fan 10, think the Titans are gonna be better than the Giants. So I think the Titans are a fun team to rally behind, though. They feel like the Jags almost of this year. It's like they should have some talent, upgraded coaching staff. They should be good. I think Dable and Brazil were great pickups for that offense. No doubt. No doubt. All right, let's do it. Okay. Okay, I know Peanuts, Cracker Jack go together. Home team. I think these are all words from Take Me Out to the Ball Game, right? Old Ball Game. I think this is it. All from that one song. Got it. Heard and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Got it. Titans are going to win 7 games. I don't think that's crazy. I don't disagree. I think the Titans will win 7 games. Here's my question. Who has a better record next year, the Titans or the Colts? So I think the Texans will be fine. I think the Jags will be good. Man, I think they'll both be duking out for first place. But who does better, the Titans or the Colts? Old Ball Game. Yeah, they're hell yeah. What do we think? I've realized this is kind of a trick. Some of these are tricks. Okay. Now let's see. Who the hell is Vince Sadney? Is that Lindsey Vaughn? Titans. No shit. All right. I like it. I'm not a huge Shane Steichen fan, so I like it. Boy, this one got really tough. Boy, I do not know. Giant Slalom sounds like a trick. Oh my god, I don't even know. That is an improvement for the Titans. It is, no, that is an objective improvement. And that 7 wins, that's like, that'd be a slam dunk, honestly. 7 wins for the Giants would be cool, honestly. God damn, this one got really hard. Shoot. Here's the camera. The Titans have a better chance to go worst to first, but I'm waiting for the offseason to actually start to stick with the take. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's good to have that, a loose take in February. I like it. Colts are too uncertain with quarterback and they don't have their next 2 first. That's a really good point. I always forget they way over traded for Sauce Gardner. God, they looked so stupid now. The Colts looked all great. Their owner was all, with it, and now they look dumb as hell. I'm with ya. I mean, if they only win 7 games, Shane will be fired next year. No doubt. No doubt. But again, look, I'll say this, right? If Shane got demoted to basically head scout, he's drafted kind of well. Look, we've been back and forth about this, but he took Deontay Banks. I think by and large, Joe Shane is drafted well. Maybe not great, but he's drafted well. So if he's just supposed to focus on the draft and making trades, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. VC, half man, half Vinsanity, Air Canada. All right. I got all that. VC, Vinsanity, Air Canada. There we go. Okay. Let's see. What is this? No way. Vince. Oh, no shit. I did not know they called him Air Canada. That's cool. Damn, how did I not know that? You have to win at least 9 games for them to be seen as a success. I agree. I agree. A winning record would be great. Oh my god, a winning record would be so cool. Go Giants. All right, now I feel like I can do this. God. Big air drop. These are just like physics. What the hell's a giant slalom? Cowboys are getting down to 12. If he's there, I mean, I'd be shocked if he was there. I'd be pissed if the Cowboys got downs. Because he'd have to get past the Giants, the Dolphins, and the Bengals. Bengals and Dolphins, correctly in that order. He'd have to get past the Bengals and Dolphins. I don't think he'll get past those 3 teams. Cowboys would probably have to trade up. The Giants would have to pass on them, and the Cowboys would have to trade up. Which, again, wouldn't be crazy. Where's Tankathon? Wouldn't be crazy. I think any of these teams, maybe not the Rams, but I think any of these teams could move up with the Saints, send an extra 4 or something, and be set. And jump one of them. Like, specifically Miami and Dallas, I'd say. Jumping Cincinnati at a 3 or a 4 to go to the Saints and grab downs. I think that makes a lot of sense. But James specifically said Cowboys are getting down to 12, and I don't foresee him falling that low. Oh, boy. I feel like such an idiot. This is what I get for not learning how to snowboard. Oh, God. All right, I'm just going to start going for it. Whatever. Okay. I'm going to go big air, drop, quarter, and slope style. Nope. Nope. Half pipe. Fuck. Wait a minute. I got it. Half pipe, quarter, diamond, razor. Fuck. Giant slalom's related to skiing, apparently. Okay, so maybe it's giant slalom, drop, big air, slope style. That's skiing. Damn! 1 away. Okay, 1 away. There's something doesn't belong here. Something doesn't belong here. Big air, not wait. Big air, not quarter. And I put big air. Should it be quarter? Your Giants pass on downs and he falls to Dallas, had an irrationally generational rant for Shane and Harbaugh. I believe you. I believe you, Jarv. Is this what we should go for? Drop, giant slalom, quarter, and slope style. God, who skis? Come on, connections. This is hell. If I was doing this during football season, this is boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go for it. Go Italy. There it is. Go Italy. Yes. When in doubt, go Italy in the Winter Olympics. Really quick, before I select this, how are the Olympic medals looking? Which, by the way, I'm a little hesitant to give the Olympics any kind of spotlight. Wow, Italy's tearing it up. Norway, there you go. I mean, U.S. could be doing better, but hey, you know what? I'm hesitant to give the Olympics any kind of credit because they copyrighted the hell out of my last stream and a short I wanted to post. But whatever. That's fine. I don't care. All right, I'm just going to go for it. Let's do it. Come on. Heartbreaker. Oh, we were close. What the hell? We were so close. It was half pipe. That sucks. Lindsey Vonn can't walk. That sucks. Well, you're not alone in missing a few. The average was 1.9. I had 4 mistakes. That hurts. Oh, that hurts. Damn it. Damn it. We were so close. Anyways, now I'm sad. Today sucks. Brandon Mendoza's good. Outside of that, though, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Combine's in 8 days, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Or the Combine drills. So, you know, again, we'll be talking about the Combine a lot next Sunday, not this Sunday. And I'm ready for it. It's going to be good. So, yeah, guys, if you want to be, you know, engaged and, you know, have your 2 cents ready for next War Room Wednesday, we're going to be talking about running backs. So just study the top running backs in the class if you want to, or maybe you watch college football, which, you know, more power to you. I don't. so I got to catch up. But yeah, fellas, that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. It does seem like, not gonna lie, connections is 90% ass pull, so like, yeah, fair enough. I thought it would be easier. The first few times I did it, I'm like, this is super easy. Because that was during the All-Star break. It was like, oh, I know basketball terms. Olympics is where I fall out of whack. What was I saying? But yeah, well, I started this show at 6:30, or 6:30 West, 9:30 Eastern. I feel like that's the way to do it. So I think moving forward, we'll kind of go 6:30 to 8:30 West, which would be 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern. There you go. Just, you know, give people a little more time to, you know, wake up, sleep in, etc. You know, hang out. When they move the draft back to the end of April, I just like that. Well, because it's so far away. I think there's so much to talk about with the draft. So, I mean, I get you. I'd rather it be sooner, obviously, but I'm not too hung up on it. It'll get here. Right, it'll get here. It's not like there's anything else going on in April or June or anything in the football world. Give these teams time to scout. Give these teams time to really figure out what they're going to do. The draft will be fun, though. I'm excited. Last Thursday of April. It'll be good. I think the Bengals should take O-line first round if there's a good one on the board. Ooh, that would be interesting. It would be interesting. Let's see. I mean, I know DJ's mock isn't law, but in this world, Ola would be there. It's gonna be so fun. Scouting offensive lineman. I can't wait. Blake Miller, Lomu. Maybe a move down from Cincy. They could save a couple bucks, and also get an offensive lineman. Yeah, if Caleb Downs doesn't get to the Bengals, that's gonna be a tough fit, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure what else they'll take. Not like they don't have needs, but yeah. I also feel like that gives teams too much time to overthink as well, though. That's true. But that's how the Giants got Scattaboo. Huzzah. But yeah, I'm a fan. The draft will get here. I'm excited. It's only, what, a couple months away? We'll make it. We got plenty of stuff to scout. The combine hasn't even happened yet. Pro days haven't even happened yet. Interviews. All the stuff. That being said, it does feel like the top 3 picks are kind of locked in. I'd be really surprised if David Bailey went 2. I really do think it'll be Bane, or sorry, Reese. Reese at 2. Obviously Mendoza's going 1, and I think Francis to the Cardinals is a slam dunk. First or second week of April. Wait, what? Is that what you're saying? I thought it was the last week of April. Let me see this. Jeez. It will, yeah, April 23rd. That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm assuming you're saying you want to be in the first or second week of April. April 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by 2 to 3 rounds Friday. Yeah, there you go. Be fun. We'll stream through the second and third round, though. That'll be crazy. Yeesh. But anyways, it's gonna be a good one. So yeah, I'm ready. I should get a timer. I should get like a timer going to the NFL draft. Ty Simpson going 2. Hell yeah, that'd be fun. Hell, the Jets could talk themselves into Ty Simpson. I don't love that fit. I'm saying it should be the first or second week of April. But why though? It's not like, because once the draft happens, we just have more or less dead space for like the rest of the summer. Like there's nothing else to talk about in the football world. Maybe a trade or like a story. Maybe someone gets in trouble with the law. But then it's like, you know, maybe some dynasty drafts. Like there's not much else. Draft week, then WrestleMania weekend was always a banger. That's true. That's fair. OBJ's dream is to come back here. It's my dream too. That'd be my dream. I would love that. Did I tell you guys I had a dream? Really quick. I just want to... How much... we got time. I think we start on WrestleMania. Well, dragging out of the draft. I just like that too. Jeez. So you're just boom, boom, boom. Let's get in and out of here, oh my dog. I like sitting with it. I like enjoying it. It's fine wine. It's a Dr. Pepper cream soda, 0 sugar. You sip it. You don't chug it all down. But it is funny when we get to wrestling talks. One thing I wanted to say, WrestleMania is going to be a shit show. I don't disagree. I just don't know too much about it. Speaking of dreams, though, I had a dream that I met player, NFL tight end Grant Calcaterra, who I've met before. I had a dream I met him again. He felt like he was hot shit because the Eagles won a Super Bowl and he has a ring. And I remember the dream pretty vividly because I wanted to ask him. I was like, hey, Grant, I got a question for you. And he just wouldn't take my question. I was super annoyed. And the question was, would it be easier to tackle a gorilla or an elephant? And that's a bit of a thinker in my book. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know you guys are talking about WrestleMania, and I agree. I mean, you know, WrestleMania will be a disaster. Summer's where you watch the NBA playoffs. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs, but I'm talking about from a football perspective. My opinion goes, I think an elephant would be easier. Now, elephants are like 10 feet tall. Elephants are crazy big. But the thing about elephants is they have 4 legs. If you do a chop tackle, I think more times than not, you could like take out an elephant's legs pretty easily. They're pretty top heavy. Although gorillas are like not that big. They're like what, 5 feet tall, maybe a little bit bigger. They're not huge. So how the fuck would you go about tackling an elephant? Like I just said, chop tackle. A gorilla, you have to run straight through its chest. You can't run through a gorilla's legs. Gorilla's so like sturdy. That's when you watch the USFL. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks though. Thanks for the offer. I'm hung on until January 2025, but after that I'm 0% on wrestling. It goes off and on for me. Hell yeah. So you wait till football season until football season gets good, and then that's when it's like, all right, I'm done with wrestling. Gorilla got to be easier because they're on 2 legs. That's a good point, but I think 4 legs goes against the elephant because you take out one of an elephant's legs, they're not standing. An elephant can't balance. I think more times than not, an elephant would crush you with its legs on several tons of mass. That's a fair point. Again, in this scenario, you're wearing pads and a helmet. I know that probably wouldn't matter, but I'm just saying. In this scenario, you can lead with your shoulder pads, all right? I wanted to ask Grant Calcaterra. He wouldn't answer me. He wouldn't take my stupid question. But yeah, this has been kind of on my mind all week. Let me see this. Gorilla average size. Yeah, 5'6". No, 5 to 6 feet. Yeah, Western gorilla, 4 feet tall. But then again, you got to run through his arms. A gorilla could easily stiff arm you, right? A gorilla can, like, you know, I feel like they have just so much leverage to the ground. Whereas if you go elephants are big as hell. I'm not saying they're not. Elephants are big as hell, obviously. But like, I feel like taking out one of those legs would be a pain in the ass. My light died, whatever. You should pull up to a destroying one-on-one hunt-up. I'd kick ass. I got no doubt. In Oklahoma drill, I'd kick ass, dude. An elephant weighs anywhere from 6,000 to 14,000 pounds. Give me the gorilla. Hey, you're probably right. But again, the leg only weighs like 400. So it's not like an elephant's gonna fall on you. Again, they're top heavy. It would be tough to get through the trunk, though. That I will say. It would be tough. You'd have to, like, spin move around the trunk and then take it out. This is what Red Rover trains you for as a kid. That's what I mean. Red Rover, I'm going to take out this elephant's kneecaps. Yeah, man. I think it's an interesting question. So, is everybody here saying gorilla? Is that... Like, I feel like Giants Fan 10's the only one that's... Yeah, James and Giants Fan 10 going gorilla. I see a gorilla, and I'm like, you'd have to go through the arms and the body. And gorillas are sturdy. That's like going through a brick wall. Whereas an elephant, I think I could take out a 400-pound elephant leg with enough force. Like, you'd have to do like a hip drop or something onto the leg. But you take out one leg, the elephant's tumbling. That's my take. I'm gonna jump during Oklahoma's. Oh, it's a good tip. There you go. That's a pro tip from James. Oh man, I still haven't fixed this damn light. I still gotta put this thing up. I missed this light. Super Bowl Sunday. It was more than a week ago, and I still haven't fixed this. I gotta go to Target and get tape. Not doing a drywall screw. I'm good. But yeah, so that's the question I'll leave you guys with. Elephant or gorilla? I'm going elephant. But I can be persuaded. Are you trying to tackle them head on or an angle? Head on. Straightforward, head on. Angle tackle, I'd probably agree with you guys. Gorilla would be easier. I'm talking head on, straightforward, open field tackle. Easier to bring down if they're going down with you. There you go. Exactly. You're not taking down an elephant by yourself, lol. Hubris of men sometimes hilarious. Look, I know that. I'm taking a vac. I don't think I'm taking down a gorilla either, Jarv. I don't think I'm taking down a gorilla. And a baby elephant. By the way, I asked someone else this question. They asked like a zookeeper, and they said a baby elephant you could take out easily. Baby elephants can barely walk forward. But again, we're not talking baby elephants. We're talking true blue, like big boys. I'll tell you, bro, going head on with this thing would be, I'd be spooked. Holy hell. Again, with pads though. With pads. The elephant ain't going down head on. If you go around the trunk and take out a leg, it's like running a damn tree. Well, then, you're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right. Oh, Jesus. I don't think the Seahawks defense altogether could take it on a large jump. Whoa! I don't know about that. I think we're giving the Elephants a little too much credit here. I think 11 NFL pros. Do I get help or am I soloing no equipment? You get equipment. Helmet and pads. Helmet and pads. And cleats if you want. I think the Seahawks... I think 3 NFL players, preferably linebackers and front 7 guys, could take out an elephant. 3 of them. All you get is football pads and helmet. All you get? That's plenty. You're getting protection. I could run into a tree with football pads and helmet. I feel like Scatterboot does that every practice. I mean, I think 3 NFL players could take down an elephant. I don't know. The elephant could stop the tush push. That's fair. That's a fair point. A large 1,400-pound elephant crushing like 8 of them or dangling the other like 3 children. Giants fan 10. I didn't know. This is so funny. Giants fan 10 is like the biggest elephant fan. I'm learning something about you guys. With the gorilla, I can at least spirit or go helmet to helmet. It's worth noting the animals don't get pads. I guess, yeah. But a gorilla, you'd have to go straight through. Look, all I'm saying is an elephant's legs has less protection. I'm gonna pull up a different tab because this is worth going back and forth. An elephant's legs has less protection than, say, a gorilla's arms. Like maybe one of these dumbasses, but like this fella right here, this guy. You have to go through the arms into the chest. Like, think about how much, and then the gorilla's gonna, like, you know, shoulder you. An elephant's not gonna shoulder you. An elephant's just gonna kind of stick. You have a malnourished elephant that's stationary or stun locked. See? See, now we're kind of gauging it a little bit. Now we're kind of bending it a little bit. I like it. Search of anatomy of elephant leg. All right. That is a dangerous game. I'm not even an elephant fan. I'm just a physics fan. It's the mass of the thing. So you're going sheer size and mass. Hold on. Okay, wait. Elephant leg. Jeez. Look at this. This is an elephant with a spare. That's so cool. Look at how happy he is. Elephants are great, by the way. This is not me saying I like want to run through an elephant. I'd give an elephant a hug. Oof, that is sturdy. Holy shit. Holy hell. Hold on. Let me pull this up in a different tab. Whoa. I don't feel as good about this anymore. I don't feel as good about this. Whoa, bro. Look at that. You would need like a Dodge Charger to run through an elephant leg. Maybe I got a little too overzealous here. Holy shit, man. One elephant leg is damn near the size of a gorilla, dude. Yes, but an elephant leg is not going to check you with his shoulder. Want to do all my AP physics work then? Giants fantasy. Now we're networking again. Woof. Those bones are giant. No doubt about it. Holy hell, bro. Jesus, man. Elephants are crazy. Forget about the tusk, too. What happens when an elephant puts its head down? Yeah, if an elephant puts its head down, you're completely right. If the elephant drops its head, you're good as dead. Not only you're not making the tackle, you're getting stabbed through the chest. That's like fighting the tongue of the Alaskan bulwark on SpongeBob. It's a crazy episode. Oh man, what is that skull? That skull, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That skull, bro. They got a built-in football helmet. Jesus, man. I mean, shoot. Oh man, I don't know about this anymore. Oh boy. Like a gorilla would be tough. Both of them would be tough. It's an elephant and a gorilla. It's like a homer. That's good. Both of them would be tough. Oh boy. We hit the 2-hour mark. I didn't think we would. I brought this up. They're like, no one's gonna care about my elephant gorilla debate. I think it's interesting. Yeah, man. Oh boy, I think you guys convinced me. You guys in this picture kind of convinced me. I have no confidence in myself tackling a gorilla, but I would just have to trust size and acceleration. Lead with the shoulder, good form. I still take this thing over a hippo. Find out they hunt hippos with RPGs to reliably get unlocks a new fear in me. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I'm not messing around with a hippo. It's so funny because you'd probably ask the average person, it's like, would you rather, if you're swimming in the water, would you rather see a crocodile or a hippo? And most people would say a hippo. Hippos are fun. I'd give the hippo a hug. Bro, hippos are nuts. Hippos are crazy, man. Man, you take a wrong... Bro, a hippo could, like... I feel like a hippo's, like, jaw power could, like, eat a car engine. Like, honestly. Everything I've learned about hippos is crazy. I'm completely with you, GF10. Completely with you. Oh, man. Well, maybe that's our question of the day. Think you could tackle a hippo or a gorilla? Not a hippo. An elephant or a gorilla? How many quarterbacks y'all take in fantasy? 1. I hate taking backup quarterbacks in fantasy. 1. 12-team PPR solo quarterback, no super flex. 1. I'll pick up a backup in the season. There's always like 5 to 10 quarterbacks that are solid on waivers. Never take 2. Hippos are fighting their speed specifically. That's another good point. Hippos get moving. They can swim. They can go on land. Hippo's like a sea gorilla mixed with a rhino. What about a rhino? Oh boy, taking down a rhino would be hell. Oh boy. It's crazy that rhinos exist and unicorns don't. Just saying. I can take a crocodile if I can get on land. I've seen some people do that. You just like roll, do like a barrel roll, and then like, you know, you grab it. You guys are from like, some of you guys are from the South, so you may have actually seen one or two. If I saw a crocodile on land, I'd flip my lid. I'd freak the fuck out. Yeah, I'm taking the croc. As long as I can get on land fast, I'm fine. Hippo's gonna hop out of the water and start running like Tyreek on roids. I took 3 last year: Dak, Hurts, and Stafford. You see, I don't care for that approach. I mean, it's a good haul. That's a good 3 to have. But I guess Hurts kind of is the odd man out there, which is weird. Who would have thought that? What was I gonna look up? Hippo speed. Look at this fucking thing. Oh my god. Bro. 19 miles an hour, bro. Oh boy, with that much size. Hippo can reach, that's a minimum? That's a minimum, dude. Oh boy. Oh man. What a, dude, hippos are funny. Hippos are wild. I take 2 in a normal league. Huh. I respect 2, but I'm going 1. Is Animal Gate a rational mind with critical thinking would be so screwed? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, they've been doing what to the environment? Yeah, no. Tell them we're here. I'm not an outdoors guy, but I'll take my chances with a croc. He's like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nola. Hell, you probably kill it and then, you know, throw it on the grill. I know some people love eating crocodile, man. I've heard things, man. I've seen people like have like a whole ass gator on the dinner table, and that's cool, man. I love people with creative cooking. I've seen people eat moose, which is wild. Moose rib. Hippos are terrifying, man. Yeah, no, I think that's been the Wednesday morning takeaway. Carson Beck is a game manager, and hippos are terrifying. Oh boy. Ham number 7. Hunnaball AM number 7. Drop a like if you haven't already. Hippos are gorillas. If I even think they're around, I'm running. I'd say they're both crazy. We'd be dead either way. They're nothing compared to a polar bear. Polar bears are crazy. Polar bears are nuts. Any sort of monkey, really. Yeah, monkeys are wild too. Yeah, monkeys are intense. I love talking about animals. Animals are fun. But anyways, fellas, it's 8:30. I'm enjoying this talk. We'll pick it up later. We'll do like an animals tier list. Animals I don't want to see out in the wild tier list. I've ran into a couple of bears in my day, but that's a different story for another day. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This was a hell of a lot of fun. First War Room Wednesday went pretty well. I'm excited for next week. We probably won't have as much to say about the running backs, but that's fine, because then we'll figure something else out to talk about, as we always do. But anyways, I've been Hunnaball. This has been Ham number 7. Polar bears are just cocaine gorillas. Yeah, except they're huge and fast as hell. So I don't know, man. Polar bears, dude, that's why I don't want to go to Alaska. If I see a polar bear, I'm carrying a gun if I go to Alaska. Not that I'll kill the polar bear. I'll kill myself, dude. I'd rather just end it. That's how confident I'd be that a polar bear would get me. But that's how I'm ending this one. You guys have a sick rest of your Wednesday, and I will be back Thursday night. We'll be doing a Thursday night stream. Probably talk about movies and my next video that's coming out that will be on the franchise tag. So I'm excited for that. Great ham stream. Yeah, see, it's fun. I love it. Ham. Just kind of stumbled on that. Ham. Well, then we'll talk about Kanye again. That's true. Yeah, we'll get back on Kanye. Somehow we always do. But again, drop a like if you haven't already. I always appreciate you guys tuning into these streams, and I will see you tomorrow night if you can make it. Have a sick Wednesday. Hunnaball AM. Actually, sorry. Hippo Ball AM. There we go.